Is you one? Ooh.
Oh, yes. Get those Pokemons up. Oh, I love the Pokemons.
There's little
Yes.
Pokemon.
Oh, shake that little Pokebooty. Oh, speaking of Pokebooty, Alan.
What show did I fucking walk into?
I do not know. You walked into a show with that fucking with that hat on. So I mean, you're already like the weirdest person in the room.
Well, Jet isn't here, so I guess yes, technically that is true.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy. But here's the thing, though, guys. I'm crazy too. We're all crazy in the world. I know I'm not gonna continue that shit. Hi, how y'all doing? Ganja, I'm gonna start with you because I know me and Alan will be talking a lot today. Because literally every topic is our type of topic. But how are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing fine, man. I just got up, took a little nap. And it's kind of cold outside. Took out the trash. It's a pretty normal Ganja Guru day.
No, Ganja Guru do caca. You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm actually misbehaving just because we're not a pre-show today, and I fucking love that. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I just realized we're not a pre-show today too. Because
Yeah,
I
dude.
went on Facebook.
Yes. No, yeah, Double Toast is not going to be doing a thing today, guys. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's something important, but, you know, I don't pay attention to things. Thank you for hosting us, Gary. Really appreciate it, good sir. Any of you guys, I know, like, some of you guys don't have, like, no one watching on your stream, but the fact that you host it and, like, it's literally, you know, projecting onto all your friends, I really appreciate every single person hosting. So if you can host, please do so. I really appreciate that. Oz is out of town. That's what it is. But he's gone, so it's all good. But before we continue on, I'm going to see if she is unmuted. And she is. Roxy, how you doing?
Fuck, shit, piss, ass. Yes. I'm trying to stay awake, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm really tired.
Yeah. She's just acting out. Like, piss, shit, fuck. Fuck your dad. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Fuck your mom.
I'm not on double dosage, so I can say all the naughty words. Hi,
That's
Alan.
Oh, dude, the moment I get a place, I will... Dude, you have no idea. I'm just gonna naked on stream. Fuck you.
What?
Wait, no. What? No.
I can do that right now, actually. I just realized. Let's just fuck this.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, okay, go ahead. No, you know what's funny, though, is that if he did
No, I
that, I
thought
would
you were
record it,
serious.
and I would use it against him forever. Forever and ever I would.
No, you wouldn't, because no one would ever believe you, because the fucking stream would go out.
The
Yeah,
joke's on
possibly.
you. If you take off your shirt, it's just another shirt. And then under that other shirt is a rug.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
at
and you're
least,
talking about his hair?
at least the person beside me isn't smooth like a baby.
You're hairy as
talking
fuck,
about Loki?
Alan. I saw you
Yeah,
on the
no.
beach.
Oh, fucking what?
Dude, by the way, can I ask you a question now? Not to make... Like, here's the thing. You know what's funny? Is, like,
Yes,
me and
yes,
Alan
my
were
balls
just...
are hairy.
No, but the thing is, me and Alan were getting along so well. Like, I was like, hey, man, it's so awesome you're on. And as soon as Ganja came in, I started making fun of him. I think that they're, like, a bad influence on me.
Possibly.
Bitch!
I
You
Yeah.
made that decision all by yourself.
No, because the
No,
first
he
time I
has a
insulted
point.
Alan... Yeah, the first time I insulted Alan was when Ganja was in here.
He has a point, because again, there was a time for people that are new. I used to yell at those two motherfuckers. I call them the Chucka brothers, because they always used to have this stupid fucking dynamic where one of them would come with this dumb joke of, "Hey, Alan, your hair it looks like pubes," but it's not a funny joke.
What?
But the other one, because it's so stupid, would start chuckling and laughing, and then they go, "Ha ha! Oh, that's so funny!" Ha 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 ha.
First of all, Alan, your hair doesn't look like pubes. That Santa Claus hat makes you look like an elf. But besides
Wait,
that,
what'd you
your
call
hair
it?
does
Santa
not
Claus
look like
Hout?
pubes.
Well, I would say, you could become Santa, but that would imply you can grow a beard.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, he got a little something going on. It's like a
What,
goat.
did he
thing.
shave it off of his ass? Like,
Hey, first of all, my ass is just as bald as my chin.
Jesus Christ, man. Do you have any hair on
It's
your
true.
body? Do the
I mean,
he has
that's
bald
good
hair.
and all.
No,
I got
but...
pubes for days.
Okay, here's the thing, though, Alan. I just want to let you know, though, that there's people that pay to get rid of hair. So, I mean, like, not to defend Ganja.
There's
Because...
also people that pay to get hair on their head. They're called wigs.
Do what?
Yeah, but like the rest of your body though, it's like because a girl has to be like looking all through the whole shit. So the thing is,
Nice Nick.
sorry. No,
What's your point here,
I'm
Nick?
glad your point just died.
no, because when I went, I just thought how I probably looked. It was fucking stupid. But anyways, I'm just saying though, like. You know, I mean, not to insult you or anything, because I'm sure there is some
You
fucking crazy
literally
girls.
are getting ready to insult me. But
No,
okay.
no, it's not. I'm not gonna do that because there is girls out there, some crazy bitches out there that love body hair, but most girls do not like that on dudes. I'm just saying.
No, again, you know what, Roxy? You're the only person that we can shoot as a woman in this call next to Ganja. Do you think in general women do not like
Damn.
hair?
I'm not answering your question now with that insult.
Okay, fine. You're the most beautiful woman in the world.
You're full of shit.
You're goddamn right. I haven't taken a shit all day.
Oh, that's
no.
not healthy.
Yeah, I thought you were doing
But in
better
turn-
at that. But okay, go ahead.
I also haven't eaten since last night.
Okay.
You should eat something, dog.
I just didn't feel like eating today.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, about you liking body hair all up in your mouth and shit. How do you feel about that, Roxy?
What?
No,
Well-
not you, Alan.
I've dated some hairy ass dudes in the past.
But did you
I
go
mean,
like, ugh, fuck hair? Like, you never did that?
yes, it is one of the annoying shortcomings that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So with Garrett, basically the only thing I have to deal with, well, there's a lot of things I got to deal with, but in terms of annoyances with hair, it's a little annoying when I give him a hug or I wash our clothes and I just see a bunch of hair just in the washer and in the dryer. And I can't tell what's from me and what's from him until I specifically pull out the hairs and like hold them and compare.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking
But
weird.
he
by the
sheds
way.
a lot. He sheds a lot. But aside from that, I'm really happy with you, babe.
Because
Honestly, I prefer what you have compared to like hairy ass fucking dudes. But that's
Well,
just me.
fine. Fuck y'all then.
But look at that. Okay, this dude probably just mass pussy bro. Like he's, he looks like a bro. He looks like he probably gets lots of girls. He picks them up. He's like, "Can I help you with your groceries?" But
I can tell you hair like that tickles your ear.
oh Jesus, that's weird. The thing is though, is like when you look at that,
Way
is that
hairier than I am.
does the hair fuck up the whole like the muscles thing right there?
No, I don't want to see why not. Like, hair doesn't really significantly like lower muscle quality. It doesn't.
Oh no, I'm not
your-
saying that. Wait, do you
No,
think his stats go down because he has fucking hair?
Look.
You'd be
I would lose
surprised,
10
actually.
points on strength if I shave
No,
my hair.
y'all
okay?
fucking around, but there's a reason bodybuilders like not bodybuilders, professional swimmers are known to do this as well.
That's
as
different
other
though.
sports.
That's very, very different because that's a result of drag. What Nick is
Well, but
asking,
that's what I'm saying. It does affect your stats on certain sports.
but
Yeah,
that's
actually, I'm
not what Nick
surprised
is
Andrew
asking.
knew
Nick's
that's
asking
pretty good.
specifically is the overall appeal, the aesthetic. Does that get changed when it comes to the result of hair? It can or it cannot. It depends on your level of foliage as far as where your hair is concerned. That guy's way hairier than I am. Like I have a lot of hair, but it's mostly because I can grow my hair fast and I have a lot of hair on my arms. That guy's about 3 times hairier than I am.
Yeah.
You have a lot of hair in your legs too.
I have a lot of hair on my legs, yeah. Well, that's probably why I'm able to stay very warm. Like why I prefer the cold, because again, I have enough hair on my body that can insulate me.
Yeah, I will say though, I'm just thinking of the idea of like Alan just walking around on the beach, like just posing and shit. Look, I got hair on my legs.
I was
my
on the
crotch,
beach.
my
You
butt
saw
cheeks.
it.
I didn't see all that hair all over your body though. I saw it on your stomach, but like I ain't gonna look at that much that you do. What the fuck? Yeah,
Okay,
Super
good.
fan, Blaze and Michael, how you guys doing? We're talking about hair.
I remember you were eating Cheetos on the beach and you got Cheeto puff dust on your chest hair. That shit made me laugh.
Oh
Is
Jesus.
it me or
Yeah, you're the only one here who had their shirt off and has chest hair.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
No, you know what's funny though, dude? It's like, okay, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Alan. I'm not trying to make fun of you. God damn, why does all these happen?
Yes, you are. You
Okay.
literally started the show off by saying they're a bad influence, and yeah, you're right. All of y'all suck.
Okay, so guys,
Oh my
look,
fucking
it's
God,
because
I
we're on the topic though. Just so you know, I
will
wasn't
fight
planning
you.
this. This is literally just
Yes, you were.
we don't plan a lot of the shit that happens on the show, guys. We just talk.
Every single word we say is scripted. I will send the script out. I will leak the script.
But so Roxy, tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh my
But
God.
is this not a signature Alan pose?
I did that because it was
Yeah.
funny. Oh yeah. Superman ripped me off.
No,
The
Joe.
what?
I don't know about Superman ripped you off, Keanu Reeves. I think
Yeah,
you ripped
Keanu
off
Reeves probably
Superman.
ripped him off. Oh god, we can't even go. That's another
Keanu
inside joke.
Reeves. Who? All we know is Alan shake his hand.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I'm
Fuck,
telling you.
as
Though,
far as I'm concerned, Alan was in the Matrix.
but guys, so Alan,
Man, I wish I was in the Matrix. That'd be cool.
But here's the thing, guys. Alan does self-deprecating humor where he says he's the smallest guy, blah blah blah, and he is a smaller person. But I won't say he's the smallest guy in our community. Definitely not.
I will
But
fight you.
the thing is, though, no, 'cause I mean, I'm not. I'm like complimenting you. Like you're not the smallest guy ever, even though like that's the joke. But the thing is, though, is it's funny his size because when he comes out of the water, all of us are all tired or we're like hunched over. I mean, we don't got good posture. But Alan has amazing posture, and when he comes up, he's just there with his shirt off. Just so, guys, where to next? Do you guys want to go get something to eat?
I mean,
With this
I was
fucking
hungry. What do you want from me?
But his chest is pumped out like that, like he's about to, like, man, don't fuck with this group. Alan will pick you up and fly into this, into the sky and throw your ass down. Dun 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 dun. Shake a
I
lean.
told to do a cool pose. I did a cool pose. Fuck you.
You started doing it in a cool way as soon as we called you out, but you were doing it like you didn't even know you were doing it, bro. Like I swear, it was like I think Roxy even said it. She was like, "Alan, are you posing?" He's like, "As a matter of fact, I am." Like,
Thank
Yeah.
you, kind citizen.
Yeah.
Like honestly, when you did that, you reminded me of a bird like about to do a mating dance. Like you're just ready to fuck, like at the drop of a hat.
I mean, I'm always ready to fuck at the drop of a hat.
Okay, he said it. He said it, so it's on record.
Someone, Kirk, please.
No, Kirk's not in the chat.
He's always looking. We got
As I'm just staring at the fucking chat right now, seeing that motherfucker's gonna show up.
It's like a fart. He's just here and then he's not.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the motherfucker in the after hours where he would just be playing a chess game where he's just kind of sitting and just waiting for like the one line to come in and say the 3 words he's gonna say that night.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing too. Kirk would always get like the best reactions in the fucking after hours, and like I'm over here trying my best to get a bunch of people laugh and never fucking works, and he's over there like, I'll just sidestep out of here as everyone's laughing at my fucking comment. Like, God damn it, Kirk.
I don't think he'd be particularly good at like open mic, but like he's able to kind of get the reactions he needs to because he doesn't talk a lot. He picks his words extremely carefully, unlike all of us stupid ass motherfuckers here, where we don't shut the fuck up. Yeah. But he picks it very, very carefully, and every single time he says something, it's a riot.
Yeah, Ryan says Alan's Mighty Mouse sounds like you want an orgy. I mean, I don't know. Does Superman fuck a lot of people at once? I mean, you know.
I mean, like
could.
Dude, okay, let me ask you this. Random question. I'm going to go around the entire table here. But which superhero do you think has, like, the best sex life?
That's a good question. Wolverine.
Wolverine? Oh!
No, not Deadpool, because Deadpool still has all the bullshit of the skin. Wolverine has been known to fuck.
Yep.
Where?
What do you mean where? He fucked Jean Grey. Like, he's fucked a lot. He fucked Magneto's wife in one of the comics. Like,
yeah, but he can't finger anybody.
What?
You don't need fingers.
He doesn't. He just doesn't like. He can still fuck. He doesn't use his hands.
Unless you got like a little dick one that pops out.
By the way, he can totally like control when he comes out or not. He just doesn't fucking clench his fists. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't risk it, honestly.
Like that.
You would risk it? Wait, so are you admitting right now that you want to fuck Hugh Jackman? Or
no, I said I wouldn't risk it. Can you imagine that's the equivalent of having like a spork, like a really, really sharp spork shoved in your asshole.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to do it.
Don't they sell those at sex shops? Like, I don't know. That sounds like a good idea.
A spork is what you get at KFC, Diaz. It's a fork and a spoon.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let's not get carried away. At the sex shop, I'm pretty sure right by the register, they got like those last minute buys, like Butterfingers, sporks, popcorn.
No. Nick, why are you digging this hole just to hope you find gold and then you took gold?
While he's digging his holes, Alan, I'm gonna dig mine. All right, goddamn it. Like,
I mean, it's Wolverine, so he does bury a lot of motherfuckers.
Matter of fact, he's fucked dudes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait. I'm excited. Oh,
yeah. Alan or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
And why was Nick so? Yeah, totally.
Well, let's just move on past.
Nick has this stupid fucking thing for people that are paying attention to the chat, or if he wants to transition, he won't pay attention to the fucking last word that got said.
Yeah, because literally I agree with Ganja so quickly, and that was so fucking dumb.
Okay, that's right. Oh yeah, totally, Ganja. By the way, Marvel. It's like, what the dude? Did you know what you agreed to?
That's why I get mad, because Ganja says whatever the fuck he wants and ruins everything.
Yeah, dude, if you really gonna be sucking dick like that, man, yeah, hell yeah, we sucking dick. But anyways,
high five. Anyways.
Marvel.
We all fuck 2020. Gang.
Motherfucker's so busy taking a transition, he doesn't give a shit what just loaded in.
Oh man, dude. No, but yeah, you said Wolverine. Roxy, who do you think gets the puss? A lot.
I mean, fuck it. No. He said superhero sex, so you could also go the other way around with women.
That's true.
Doesn't Batman fuck a lot? Because I know he gets around.
Yeah.
No, he.
It depends on which iteration, but he's mostly fucking villainous and like other heroes.
I know he fucked around with Cheetah Lady. I forgot her name. Sorry.
Catwoman.
Oh, the girl that's
no. Puffs? There was another one in like one of the animated series. She was like an actual cheetah.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Chester Cheetah.
Did she cheat on him?
Boo!
No.
Give me the pussy.
The thing about Batman is, and you see this in a lot of iterations, he pretends to be the playboy because if everyone thinks he's a drunk idiot, no one's gonna think he's a dark fucking knight. So it's like there was what was it? I think Batman Year One, where he's just like in a robe and has a hooker on him, and then as soon as like Commissioner Gordon leaves, he's like, okay, here's $5K, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's like we didn't do anything. It's like, yeah, it's the easiest $5K you ever made. Go.
We don't love these.
Pretty much, literally. I'm not even gonna fuck them. I'm just gonna pay them to leave.
Okay, would you fuck? I almost said Birdman. Would you fuck Batman for $5,000?
I don't know. Let's ask the chat.
You know what, Alan? If I was gay, I'd give you a pass.
So you know how we said that this is not scripted, but this is a cleverly staged intervention. What we're trying to do is get Alan some
who?
pussy in his chat.
Oh, yeah. For who?
Okay, I got a real question though.
What's up?
What?
Thank
So, who's your celebrity male crush or hall pass or whatever?
Oh, Hall Pat, like,
Because I already found out Garrett's. His is what is it? Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
yeah, you got some
Yep.
bad gay taste, dog.
Did you? Okay, Dick.
You're
fucking
great
know
gay
about
taste,
what?
then.
Who
Shit.
do you got besides Stone Cold?
No, dude, I've been trying to bring this up lately because I've been thinking about this guy. So,
What?
dude, no.
Besides Stone Cold.
Oh no, I don't have to worry about that. No, the guy I will just wreck, dude. Like I will make this motherfucker walk weird for like a month. This guy from Tokyo Hotel, I've seen her.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't really count. 'Cause he looks
No,
woman.
you can't do that. No,
Yes, you
no,
can.
You gotta choose a man. No,
He
no,
has
you
a
gotta choose
penis.
one that's masculine.
Beard.
No, you gotta choose one that looks masculine, like some fucking out there in the wood,
Somebody
like
that
cutting off
like-
wood and shit.
Or
Macho
someone you're
Man
gonna
Randy
justify in
Smith?
your own head, like
I like
Hey,
how
just for your head, I could choose some too. Like that's easy, dude. I need you to choose a real man, like here, like masculine features and smells and shit.
we're
Like
gonna
a
talk
lumberjack.
masculinity here.
I don't want this androgynous like Greek figure shit.
I'm just saying.
Andronymus.
Andronymous.
Anima, his least favorite Mass Effect game.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, like, yeah, I agree with that, Ganja, but the thing is, I don't know what the fucking drama is, whatever. I don't know. I'm confused.
I feel cheated, Diaz. Choose someone that looks like he like wrestles and shit.
This motherfucker looks like he wrestles for the women's championship. I'm down for him. Like,
Fuck you.
That's exactly his point.
He looks 14 and still in high school.
Okay, well, no, don't. Now, see, now you're making it sound worse. No.
I mean, you were 14 in high school at this time, so I'm not fucking accusing you of anything weird. But that's my point here. I want someone that looks like Nathan Drake and shit.
I'm sorry, but that's not gonna happen. I got good taste.
That's what I'm saying. I need you to go
Bullshit. It's bullshit. You had that like what was it? That like compromise way too fast.
Okay,
He's
you
like,
know what?
He asked me. I got the compromise one, but you have a real one. I know.
All right, no, okay, I have a real one. I will totally just destroy this ass too. I like destroying asses, apparently, just in these conversations. Over here, Elliot Page. Let's do this.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Yes, Elliot Page. Yeah. What's?
Just
Oh,
put
why
out
is
of
it
your
quiet?
way to-
Why is it quiet, huh, Alan?
Well, because her dick is bigger than mine, so I'm not gonna fight this one.
You mean his dick?
Is she going? He? I don't. What pronouns?
This-
is
this
she?
used to be
I
Elliot
think
Page.
this is gonna. I think we should stop this entire discussion.
all right.
We're gonna go down a rabbit hole we are not gonna recover from.
I'm just saying, Elliot Page. I'm allowed to say that now. I think Elliot Page looks fucking beautiful. I'm sorry.
I swear to God. Nick is a Jack Sparrow podcasters because he always has this magic coin to save his ass.
I gave you guys 2 dicks to output.
No, you did it.
I did.
You are a liar.
See, I'm accepting the second one because I believe what Blaze Mystical, where the fuck I last
The
name.
what?
I read
You
that as,
malfunction,
right.
babe.
I read that as Blaze Mystical because I looked real quick.
Oh yeah.
Elliot definitely walks into the place with his dick in his hand. All right.
You
Be
keep
cool.
stuttering. It's not getting any better.
It's getting worse, in fact.
All right, I'm sorry, y'all. I just spit water all over my keyboard.
You're pulling a ganja right now, aren't you?
Fuck, dude, I
All
want
right.
this to
So
break.
my night's done, y'all. I'm retired. If I don't make anything funny the rest of the night, I'm happy because I made Diaz spit up water.
Oh, dude, you might break my shit, dog.
I'll make you next time.
Oh, that was a literal spit take. Fuck, man. Oh, that's hilarious.
Diaz, you gotta learn to follow, son.
Oh,
Exactly. You stole my joke, by the way.
I did.
I
But
like
I
to
did
say, you
better.
stole my nut, by the way.
Motherfucker. God.
I did steal your joke, but he heard it and it was better.
You stole my joke because you heard the joke I made and then just slightly altered it. You
Oh.
fucking asshole.
I pulled a Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, you pulled a Carlos Mencia.
Looking in the chat, man. Brightburn says, "Let's play a game. How old were you when Nintendo first manufactured and launched the Wii?"
Oh,
Shit.
fuck.
I remember being in line trying to buy it.
Really? Wow. So I remember.
I
those
never
days.
got it, but I remember trying.
Yeah.
I was
No.
like 13.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was like 13. This is taking me way back. Like, yeah, that was the height of like me just becoming my own person and shit like that. Like the Wii coming out was like that. You ever have that memory like right before something
Oh,
big
that was
in your life changes?
Yeah.
That's the one for me. That was like the last thing for my childhood that I realized like, oh, I'm gonna become an adult soon.
Yeah, dude.
I was 17, I think, or 16, 17. So it was over a decade ago. And I remember trying to get it because again, I grew, GameCube. I went from Nintendo console to Nintendo console, and I was like, yeah, the Wii's the next Nintendo console. But I think that was the last time I even tried because I don't think I ever got a Wii till much later. And I think by that point, I shifted to the what console would have came out at the time? Would have been the Xbox or the 360?
The 360 and the PS2 was still going strong.
I think that's when I stopped really being like so focused on getting Nintendo stuff because I still want to play Legend of Zelda, Smash, all that jazz, and I eventually got one later on cheaper. But I think by that point, my goals shifted towards something else because that was the point where Nintendo was like, we're no longer really going to compete with the big three because they tried to with the GameCube, but that just didn't work. Because I mean, how do you compete with the PS2?
Yeah.
So when they decided to release another console, they went with the Wii to be like, hey, casual gamers are a thing. There are people that aren't going to spend 15 hours on a weekend playing a game. They just want to play for 20, 30 minutes, and we're going to make a console for them. And ever since then, they've been making games for those people.
Yeah, Brightburn, I bought a Wii recently, not the one you like, though, the Wii Mini. Oh, man, is that, like, can it not do as much shit as a regular Wii or something? Because what's a Wii Mini?
No, from what I could tell, it's just a smaller system. I mean, I don't remember there being any problems with it.
Yeah, man. What I thought though when I first saw the Wii Man, I thought the Wii Man, stupid ass.
The Wii Man.
Because I actually like the way the Wii Mini looks. By the way, the red ones. Like I'm looking this up right here. It actually looks pretty cool. But the thing is though is like when I saw the original Wii back in like 2006, whatever the fuck it may be, I looked at that and I was like, wait, so someone's ripping off Nintendo like as far as the name goes, and they're coming out with their own system. I didn't know it was officially Nintendo because it looks so fake and like not fake but like plastic, like cheap.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Kind of honestly, I don't know why they really made it. I feel like they're just like, yeah, maybe we can get a couple extra bucks out of the Wii because that thing was like, again, besides the PS2, the Wii is almost up there with the best-selling consoles of all time. Because
right underneath the PlayStation 2, I believe, right?
Yeah, the PlayStation. Nothing's ever going to beat. I can't remember what the number is, but nothing's ever going to beat the PlayStation 2. But I want to say that the PS4 came close, but I think the Wii still outsold it. But that again, phenomena. We're talking about phenomena in the gaming industry. Like you can't really replicate that. The closest thing you ever got to replicating the PS2 was the PS4, and it tried, but it's never gonna get there.
So okay, so did it make more money or as money, or is it just units sold?
Units sold.
Okay.
Because different prices. Though yes, the PS4 probably made more money because I'm pretty sure the PS4 costs more, but I can't verify that. I have to look into it. But it definitely sold more units. Same thing with the Wii.
Yeah, because I'm surprised by that. Just the reason why that I asked, because I'm like the PS4, man. That first year it had a better launch than PS3 did, but I gotta tell you, dude, like halfway through
that's a low bar.
Yeah, but like halfway through the PS4 stuff, I was like, dude, I literally I miss my PS3, but I'm trying to play the new games with my fucking niece and nephews and trying to be current. But like I could have played the PS3 all the way up till 2018 and not gave a shit.
I think what it was is, Ed, we're seeing this right now. It's probably going to be a bit more of a blur than it was last time because when the PS3 to PS4 shift happened, Sony wanted to abandon the PS3 because that thing like it got better as the time went on. So I'd say the last year of the PS3 was probably the best year that system ever had because that's when it released everything from The Last of Us to all of its cool games to what it was known for. It never quite caught up to the 360, but it was always a problem for them because it was so hard to develop games. So what they did is they then remastered the last few games and just put them on the PS4. So that's why the PS3 lasted a little bit longer because people were still kind of making the games, but they did shift to the next gen. I want to say it was 2 years between that the PS3 was still alive. So you're probably not too far off. I don't want to say 2018, but probably 2016. You probably still could have had a PS3. But there are definitely a bunch of games that's like, yes, technically we can make a last gen port, but it's going to run like garbage.
Yeah.
With this now, with backwards compatibility, you're basically going to have a situation where smaller indie titles can say we're going to release a PS4 version and we're going to make it for the PS4 because our game doesn't work. Like Hades, for instance. Let's say Hades said, "Fuck it, we're making the PS4 version." PS5 people like, okay, fuck it, we'll play it too. Like you're not going to split your audience anymore.
Yeah, man. I'm looking at the chat still. Ryan saying my first week game was Rayman Raving Rabbids. Dude, I fucking love Rayman. Oh, you didn't like that game?
I fucking hate Raven Rabbids because they killed the Rayman franchise.
Oh, no. Fucking Origins brought it back, dude, and Legends?
No, it didn't. Origins is terrible.
Are you serious?
Origins and Legends?
No.
I fucking hate those games. The best Rayman game ever made is Rayman 2 The Great Escape. And it's the only good one. Because they immediately made the third one, and that game was a piece of shit.
So this
so
just to make sure.
We all agree Alan's a hoe.
No,
I hate this game. I think the art style is really not that interesting. I think the fucking weird ass fucking tone they're going for completely gets rid of what the original was. I think that they just turned into a fucking UBR fucking platform or like a Child of Light and shit like that. I don't think it's that interesting. I don't even think it's that good of gameplay.
I am so fucking shocked. But I mean, I won't go into a big old like back and forth fuck you thing. But it's just like I'm really shocked. But yeah, man. Yasuo Fanfa and her parents completely surprised her with the Mario Kart, even with the wheels. Dude, I gotta tell you, man, I did not like the peripherals that came with the games in the Wii area. The two.
I don't like peripherals in general, honestly.
Well, I like it because Guitar Hero and shit. Those peripherals are the fucking shit, and the Gran Turismo ones, oh my god, dude.
I don't know, man. Because I grew up like again, me and you grew up in the same time era, so it's like they were always trying to like get rid of the controller. They're always trying to find ways to make games like, oh man, we got the Wii Zapper, we got the Nintendo Power Glove, we got the Sega weird like circle in the middle where it's supposed to be like the Kinect. We have the fucking Steel Battalion fucking 15 pedals with 8 different fucking whatevers, and it's like no one's like you can only make the controller better, but I don't think you could ever replace it. The closest thing you ever got was VR, but I don't like peripherals in general because at the end of the day, I want to just play the controller or mouse and keyboard. Like to me, that's how you play video games. Yeah, that's a fucking hilarious setup. The Steel Battalion,
shit, yeah.
For one game.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god! Wait, hold on. Not that. Move back
because it was supposed to be a mech game. It was supposed to be for a mech game. So every single button on there would be someone like, oh, you got to check your engine, you got to clean your screen, you got to move left or right, you got to shoot.
Yeah. It's almost like your real life role playing. Just to do
exactly. And people generally were okay with it, but the only people that liked it are like, it's like RTSs. Like, the people that love that shit were cool with it, but for the casual person going, what the fuck is this? I'm not driving a car to play a video game.
Brightburn saying I played WWE Day of Reckoning 1 and 2 for the GameCube. Anybody else remember those? I do. I didn't play them, though. I played them, like, as ROMs after they came out. But, yeah, dude, GameCube. Well, like back in the day, dude, they had a huge, like, not monopoly, but just like a big divide over, like, okay, if you have Xbox, you get to play WWE Raw. If you have PS2, you play WWE SmackDown. And you play GameCube, you have WWE Reckoning. And they all three had, like, I don't know if, like, the companies, like, talked to each other, like, hey, don't have this thing because we're going to have it. But then also these other guys, please don't have that either because we're going to have it. It's like they all had, like, I don't know, like a thing with each other. And it was really
probably.
Cool.
It was a very Soul Calibur. It was probably a Soul Calibur situation where because we had 3 different SKUs, we're able to essentially have exclusive content locked to it, which it made it interesting. It was, again, the Soul Calibur situation where it's like, hey, which character do you like? Do you like Spawn? Well, go get the Xbox version. Do you like Link? Go play the better version. It's like, yeah, you get to pick these characters, and it's usually like a game mode or a certain character that's locked to it to make it more interesting. So it's like, yeah, if you got a GameCube, cool, you got a GameCube exclusive character.
But do you feel like, I mean, are you glad that that's not a thing nowadays? Because I feel like that's totally fucking gone.
100%. The last time it came up was literally with Spider-Man and the Marvel Avengers game, because people was like, well, Sony has the rights to the Spider-Man video game, so them doing that, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes perfect fucking sense. And people, oh, I can't believe that I can't do this. It's like, again, I brought up the Soul Calibur argument. It's like the games have these characters in there. It's like it makes it so that there's a reason to buy your games, but right now it's like it's this weird situation where the video game industry where people don't like exclusivity anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always hated it because I'm like, I've gotten so much bad shit just to play something. Like I fucking remember, like with Rock Band, I remember my dad got me like the Rock Band guitar, and I was like, this doesn't even go to it right, and it fucking sucks. And like the thing is, like, I almost want to buy the Rock Band game to play the peripheral correctly, but Guitar Hero is easily the better game. So it's like, what the fuck do I do? And then like same thing with the drums, same thing with like, oh dude, I remember like the NES and Super NES days. They had RoboCop versus Terminator, which is a fucking great game on SNES. But there was no blood, and there was a few things that were kind of like, I wish it could.
I mean, it was an NES. There's only so much you could do.
But Sega Genesis, bro, had a ton of fucking blood.
Okay, no, we're talking about that shit. Nah, the Sega Genesis had different versions, and they had different things that were going on, but in some cases were way worse.
Yeah, and by the way, that was way worse. But as a kid, you don't care what's better in gameplay. You want to see blood. Like with Mortal Kombat, everyone always brings up the Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat. That shit sucks. It's terrible just because a little bit of blood comes out. But when you're a kid, you want to see the blood. So I don't know. Fucking kids are stupid. I was a stupid fucking kid.
Yeah, I know. You're right. Kids are stupid. I'm glad we came down to that. The Sega Genesis was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
but it
blood processing, bro. But go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I was gonna be like,
kind of miss that.
Well, you missed the blast. Oh no, I know. I'm not gonna let you go on this rant because I know exactly.
Oh no, blast processing isn't real. It was never real. They made it up.
No, I know that.
I'm not gonna get on that rant.
No, I know, but I know the rant you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, I miss when people used to try to really fuck each other up as far as the advertisements and the fighting and the wars.
Damn right. I miss it. I'm
That
so
doesn't
sick
make
of
sense.
Xbox going, we're so happy that Sony had a good launch. No, tell them they're fucking assholes.
Why? What does
Like-
it change?
Because it's fucking hilarious.
Well, just make it up. Make yourself laugh.
No, because again, the Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Alan,
Billion-dollar companies went out of their way. Shut the hell up.
No, Alan, we've been talking about this game that's come out this like week and a half, and it has a story plot line. Exactly talking about when this advertisement war goes too fucking far and corporations start acting like actual nations declaring war on each other. You're playing the game right now, Keanu.
I don't give a fuck. I want a billion-dollar company to tell them they smell. I think it's hilarious. When did Twitter exist?
They're in front of fucking Microsoft Studios. Fuck out of
Okay,
here.
at the end of the day, even if I'm just joking around because I think it's funny, I do like the idea that the companies themselves are competing for your dollar. Because that's at the end of the day why I like exclusivity. Because it means that Microsoft is going to spend their own money to make sure that you buy their product.
Now,
Same thing with Sony.
Compete
So
for the
Sony
dollar
having
needs to go
Spider-Man,
back
it's
to
like-
making good games. That's also competing, not fucking coming up
Well,
with bullshit.
you're correct. You are correct, but it's like Microsoft themselves, all they're doing is creating a platform. I think that you need a situation in which, because one of the telltale things of the last generation is Xbox barely had any exclusives. Gears of War, sure, but that didn't come out till way later. Halo 5, which came out early, but just ended up never really being anything there, and that was really about it. Crackdown just recently came out. They didn't have Fable. They didn't have anything that could be on their platform. I'm not going to split the fucking hairs and go, oh, PC, Xbox, Game Pass. No. Xbox fucking infrastructure, Sony infrastructure. That's the distinctions I'm making. You can't play Gears on a fucking PS4. That's my distinction. But the thing is that I miss that back in the day, it used to be, it's like, hey, you want to play Fable, you want to play Halo, you want to play Gears, you want to play all these games, you had to get an Xbox console. So Xbox would go out of its way to make these franchises the best they could so that you go there. Sony's like, okay, we got Metal Gear, we got Infamous, we got all these games so that you went to this platform. And now it happened in the PS4, Xbox One situation. Again, you had Final Fantasy VII Remake, you had Spider-Man, you had all of these Days Gone. You had all the Last of Us, you had all these exclusives to be like, hey, buy our console. And that's one of the reasons why most people are on the PS4, because there are games on there that you can't play on the Xbox infrastructure. Xbox didn't have that at all.
I get you. But then again, it's like Gears of War, fucking, and Game Pass.
It did, but for every one Xbox, you can name 2 PS4s, and that is important.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. That's why I've always been a Sony fanboy. But really quick though, because we're talking about, and I think this is like a very easy fucking transition into the topic, one of our first topics of the night. And I wasn't even prepared to even bring this up, but you were talking about the marketing. You wish people would compete for your dollar, and to a point that you were making, because I'm going to give you some credit here. You're right. I do miss that. I miss when developers didn't have to literally apologize to me and tell me, hey, if you didn't like it, we'll give you a refund because we forgot we're making it on your console. Look at Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
I am so glad. CD Projekt Red, fuck you guys, dude. Fuck you guys. But go ahead though.
Their marketing department, and Gonza brought this up last week, their marketing department seemed to be completely separated from their actual game development division. Because one of the things that I don't think this game was ever going to run on PS4 and Xbox One. I am utterly convinced this game was never supposed to actually go for those consoles because of when it got released. I think those were exclusively next-gen consoles, but then somebody at higher up said, what the fuck are you doing? We don't want to sell 3 copies of this. Make a PS4 version work. I am actually kind of disgusted by this because I know people that had the PS4 version. And they're like, yeah, there's no problems. Every now and then it glitches, but it's still playable. But it seems to be very random about how well it goes. But what got me, and I read that statement, the reason they're going to go out of their way to make sure you get your refunds is because they never show PS4 version. Ever. And I knew that. I knew they never show PS4 version because me and Nick, we watch video game trailers all the time. So we know this shit. I'm pretty sure if I bet you $50, Nick, did they show any PS4 version? You'd be like, of course not. This is all PS5, PC version. Because we were used to this shit. But the fact that they didn't, it is kind of disgusting. And I try so hard to keep my respect for these guys, but the fact that you didn't show the prior gen version until after release it basically kind of it's disgusting, and this is some shit that EA or Ubisoft would pull, and I really can't stand by it. I'm glad you went out of your way to be like, hey, we're actually gonna go out of our way to help you get your refunds, because it's not a telltale problem for everybody. It's still playable it's having more issues than other stuff are, but people should have known that beforehand.
Yeah, man. Because I'm going to go and read this really quick, and I'm going to get Ganja's opinion on this. But it says, first of all, we would like to start apologizing to you for not showing the game based on last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. Which, by the way, very, very easy to do after they already made the fucking purchase. It's almost like if I sold you a car, I'm like, oh, it broke down. I should have told you it was going to break down, but I mean, you have it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That's fucking crazy to me. But also, it says we should pay more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Second, we will fix bugs and crashes and improve the overall experience. The first round of updates has been released, and the next one's coming within the next 7 days. Expect more, as we will update frequently whenever new improvements are ready. After the holidays, we'll continue working. We'll release 2 large patches, starting with patch 1 January. Now, I'm trying to scroll through here because there were some notes that came up. I guess it's not on this page, but there's some notes that came up that was going to be a very, very big file. I guess about 30 gigabytes. So,
yeah, I think that's probably a different article, but I think what it is that there's probably going to be a bunch of patches. This is a situation in which I feel like this game went through multiple development cycles because a development cycle is about 3 years. This game's been quote unquote in development for 8 years, which means much like Kingdom Hearts, it went through about 3 or 4 different development cycles where they had different ideas of what the game is going to be. I think what it is CD Projekt Red was losing so much money and this game was costing so much that I think what it is they're like, we are swallowing the bullet of faith to make sure that we don't go under. And I think that's why they released it, because one of the things, another article that came out was the bonuses that the developers were going to make was reliant on them having a good review score. They changed that to no, we're just going to give the bonuses out anyway because of how the game launched. I personally I still love the game, and I can't wait. I can't wait till I guess February when they release the optimization patches because that's going to make it awesome. I still love it, but I can't sit there and be like, hey, you guys did not drop. You guys dropped the ball way harder than I gave you guys credit for. Last week when we did our initial reviews, because I never even saw the PS4 version because I knew I was never going to get it there.
But Ganja, what are you feeling about this, dude? Because I'm very curious if you're just as egregious about this as I am, or aggravated at least.
At least they wrote an apology, and they're not taking a part of their script where the evil corporation doesn't give a fuck about the consumer base. They're just there to be exploited for their dollar. But like Alan says, I feel like the marketing team was separate from the game development because the marketing team was promising a lot of shit that it's not in the final game at all. You can't customize a lot of stuff. A lot of the color options they showed in the first trailers really went out the window. Even the gun customization is just standard RPG. Put this bitch here, put this little slot here, and a keychain here makes you give 10 shot bonus or some shit like that. There's no real different oh my god, this is revolutionary to the RPG genre. But I'm still having fun with it. I mean, it runs on ass on my system, mostly because I'm trying to keep it epic. And now I got a new screen, so it's running at 38 something pixels.
1440p, just
no higher than that. I'm in the 3000.
You got a weird ass resolution for your monitor.
No, I got the 3000 one. That's what I'm saying. I'm really pushing my system right now to do the resolutions and all that. So I'm not gonna get too mad at Cyberpunk because it could just be oh well, in 2-3 months they're gonna optimize my shit and then it's gonna run perfect like a dream. Any little problems I had with it, I'll just experience a different game. At least it wasn't as bad as Fallout 4, where I was playing with Alan, in the call me. I'm like, Alan, I don't think I fucking played this game, bro. I'm running into characters that I didn't even fucking know exist. I have dialogue options that weren't there when I first time played.
Yeah.
It was like I had amnesia, and I was like, did I play this?
No, straight up. This is a weird situation where this is a very No Man's Sky situation where people wanted something, they're promised the world, and it had a better launch. It had a way better launch than No Man's Sky did, but it's a very No Man's Sky situation where people are pissed off at their purchase. Now, it's not wide scale like that game was, but it's a situation where people are like, yo, what the fuck? Because we did a review last week, and it scaled wildly depending on who you talk to. But we all gave it generally positive scores. Mm-hmm. We all gave it. Nobody failed it. Everyone passed it. People passed it more than others, but everyone passed it. But a common concern was even I said, there's texture load-ins, dialogue doesn't show up, whatever. You got a bit more mad about that. Ganja got a bit more mad about that. But it's it varies. It varied wildly enough, so it's not as bad as something like Arkham Knight or Unity or No Man's Sky. So yeah, in a couple months it will be better, and I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. But it is one of those situations where I am disappointed in this company. But again, I expect way worse sometimes. So the fact that it didn't get as bad as it easily could have been, they still earned my dollar, and I'm still kind of glad I got the game when I did.
Yeah.
All right, so this brings up a big question.
What's up?
I saw this on Children of Toast, so shout out to that poster if you're watching by any chance. But like, he basically asked the question: should marketing companies not wait until the game's actually ready for shipment? Because that's something that Capcom is doing now with the Resident Evil series. So, for example, the reason people are like so surprised at the release date of the Resident Evil series is because they didn't get marketing to go ahead to really start heavy advertising until they knew the game date and the ship date, and everything was going to be finalized and done. Now, even that game had some bugs and little problems, and you saw like little joke videos of it, but it wasn't like a whole genre of consoles were fucking broken like this one was.
Yeah.
And that's mostly adds to the problem that we were talking about. The marketing wasn't keeping up with it. It's been in marketing for 8 years. You know already, especially how fast console designs are going. If you go up like more than 10 years, you're guaranteed to go bump into another console release or 2 generations or 3 generations of graphic cards and processors that have been developed and put into people's systems that, yeah, you're going to focus on what's easier to design, which is going to be the newer stuff, and the people with the lesser stuff are going to fall behind. And this is kind of what goes to Roxy's point lately, which she's been talking about, the video game industry and its elitism, is now you have to have the strongest rig or the most up-to-date system to play these games for his day. If not, you're just stuck waiting a while. And I don't think that's, even if the company's good, even though they made a good game, and I'm still enjoying the story. Hell, I even like Keanu Reeves in this. And his voice acting.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah. In the beginning, he's weak, but now he's starting. I like his character. Like he's emoting and shit. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. So he's like, good. I can't really shit on this whole game, but the fact that I'm worried that this is going to become more of a company thing where like release broken games and we patch them later, but we still charge you full price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really annoying. And I mean, about that post that you're talking about on Facebook,
you know, if a car dealer should do that to you, he'd go to jail. It's called selling a lemon.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, this goes to, like, if you do that shit at McDonald's, you get your ass kicked. Like, it's just like, in any other particular thing other than gaming, like, this is an issue, and then everyone's just kind of like, okay, we'll just, treat us like shit. We'll still buy your thing. It's fucking stupid. And I know...
No, I'm just, like, you continue your point. Like, the video game industry is such a weird industry, so I'm not really going to... I'll defend it, but not now.
Yeah, I know, and we'll probably, because we're gonna talk about some more video game stuff in a little while, because I'm probably gonna take a break from the gaming stuff after this. But my whole thing is just like, to that post that you're talking about, Ganja, about should they not advertise, blah blah. It's like, no, they should. But my whole thing is like, it's become a situation now where everyone's like, listen, we're trying to do the new thing here, we're trying to add so much in here, blah blah blah. And since we don't have to literally come out with a fixed game now. That, I mean, every game is doing this because like everyone's making a big deal about Cyberpunk, but that's because people are so excited for it. So let's get that out of the way too. People are just mad because they want to play it so bad. It's like the Resident Evil 3 thing of like, that game sucks. Why? Because I want more. That doesn't sound.
Well, because they wanted RE2, but Watch Dogs Legions came out. I remember seeing another post where it's like everyone's yelling at Cyberpunk. Do you know how bad Watch Dogs Legions is?
Yeah, there's so many games that do this, like Cyberpunk. But yeah, Cyberpunk's getting all the shit because everyone finally woke up. With this one, and didn't see how this has been the case since 2012. Like, this has been the case fucking for everything. Every Call of Duty release has been the case. Every Battlefield release has been the case. Fucking for everything. Gears of War, Halo, like, everything. GTA.
Didn't God of War have some copies that were released that had some game-breaking graphics?
See, actually, it didn't, but here's what it did have that was kind of an issue, though. There's a situation, and I'll be responding to that soon. I'm actually going to save that, and I'll respond to it after the conversation. But... fucking God of War didn't tell people about its new game plus. Like, it was like, we're gonna release a game, you guys are gonna beat the game, it's not gonna matter when you beat the game, but when a new update comes out, we'll add new game plus. It's like, wait, so are you trying to tell me not to play until that comes out so I can actually, like, I don't know, have these new items next time I fucking play? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that should be like, that should literally be in there. Like, it's in all, like, the other God of Wars except for the first one. Like, what the fuck? I mean, if it's not done, it's not done. Don't fucking.
But again, that's another feature that again, the game itself came out, and I don't know about game breaking glitches. I didn't hear anything about that. The God of War came out. They clearly went for a new direction, did a lot of new stuff, and people generally enjoyed it. That was again an extra bonus, just like with the Ghost of whatever the fuck got its new game plus, and they snuck in a multiplayer feature, which nobody even fucking knew that was happening. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like game development changes and focus changes. And so to answer even Ganja's question, it's like it depends on how close the marketing is to the video games, because Nintendo controls all of its marketing extremely carefully. Everything they work on. That's why again, Bayonetta 3 it has literally not shown anything in 3 years. Metroid 4 has not shown anything in 3 years because they're so careful and so tight-lipped that they need to make sure everything that gets released is exactly as intended. Again, like Breath of the Wild, that game was fully finished for like a year, and they're still advertising it because they need to get everyone hyped up for the next Legend of Zelda game. So it's one of those things where it's like different. It's one thing that I really don't like about the video game industry. Is my biggest problem is there's no set rules. When you have a movie, you can generally figure out the rules are for trailers and stuff like that. Some trailers are better than others, but there's generally a rule for how you release your trailers and all the other stuff. With video games, there's no rules, and it's just company to company. CD Projekt Red advertising the way they did. Ubisoft does a completely different fucking thing. Activision, all that jazz. Everyone does different stuff, and it's like this. And especially with game development, isn't even fucking the same. So it's like, yeah, the way CD Projekt makes their games is completely different, and they made a first-person shooter completely different to Activision how they make their games. That's why even though they're both first-person shooters, they're fucking night and day different.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just this whole situation with Cyberpunk. I mean, you know, I guess we'll get off the subject now, but I just feel like, yeah, dude, at this point, you know, you gotta just come out with the shit. And you know, if you can't come out within the next year or whatever, like, plan forward. Like, everyone wants to get their money now instead of whatever, and it's like
it's difficult to do that, especially with a game that's been in development this long and they've lost so much money. Like, they made a profit.
But I'm not necessarily meaning that because Cyberpunk is a special situation, by the way. Like, and I don't want to make excuses for them because fuck them right now. But their road was a little bit harder than most. Let's be honest. You know,
100%.
And CD Projekt Red is not Activision. They're not huge, so they're trying to work with. I mean, like I know I yell at Alan like about this stuff a lot, but when Alan does defend this, it does make sense. I'll give you that. But
and at the end of the day, it's like these guys aren't gonna ignore this game. They didn't ignore The Witcher because The Witcher came out and it ran fine. It had its issues on PS4, but it somehow managed to run on that fucking system. But there were issues with the UI and all that stuff. But they spent the next, years updating it with both with free updates, free DLC, and then they had 2 expansions. I totally expect that to be the same roadmap with because I remember having issues. I think the inventory system in this game is awful, like one of the worst I've seen in a long fucking time. So I'm hoping that they do a fucking UI update to make this better because it is actually bad.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens with all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and answer my boy E Mike's question. Thank you for the bits, by the way, E Mike. He asked me about this Goldberg Roman Reigns situation, and I don't want to turn this into a wrestling show, so I apologize for the wrestling answers and whatnot to everybody in this call. But yeah, the big talk was going to be Roman Reigns is going to fight The Rock for WrestleMania next year. And the thing is that this Goldberg Roman Reigns match was supposed to happen this year, but Corona happened in March.
Okay.
So now this is happening. I will say that's going to be a very boring fucking match. But can we please stop overhyping The Rock? For fuck's sake, like, I'm not really excited for that to happen.
Probably one of the biggest stars WWE's ever had.
He's a king, sir. You will put respect on his name.
Like, I mean, I understand, like, with Fast and Furious, I do like him and Jason Statham stuff. I like the choreography that they have together. I like their jokes and everything.
Yeah.
But my God, dude, like, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, I don't want to see that. And imagine the promos. Roman Reigns is doing some good shit right now, talking about being the tribal chief, this whole thing with him and Jimmy Uso. It's really cool.
He's a tribal chief? What?
Yeah, so there's this thing, because they're all related. I
Is he Native American or?
He's indigenous. I'll let it slide.
No,
Okay,
he's Samoan.
like, what?
Yeah, he's Samoan.
But the thing is, though, is like, and I don't know if you know this, Alan, but like, and here's another thing I don't like about The Rock too, is like, I think he got to where he's at because of nepotism a little bit, because his grandfather was a wrestler in WWE, his dad was a wrestler, and then Rikishi. Do you remember Rikishi, Alan, the guy with the big ass?
I remember. Yeah, I actually really liked him. I always thought he was really funny.
Yeah, he's funny, and then plus too, he's really athletic for being a 420-pound guy. He fucking can do flips and all that other shit. But Rikishi is his cousin. And then the Uso brothers are the sons of Rikishi, and then Rikishi is a cousin of Umaga, who's part of this other group called 3 Minute Warning. So there's, like, I swear to God, dude, 15 to 20 dudes that are all connected in the wrestling sphere, Yeah. So,
like,
yeah, it's like one of those crazy things. So The Rock, being what he is, he's not the main star in the show. Obviously, he's doing movies. So Roman Reigns is this character where he's like, I'm the tribal chief of our family. I provide, and it's such a cool thing because. Alan, you probably know this. When wrestlers don't like each other, they, I'll hate you, I'm gonna kill you, oh, fuck your belt, whatever, And Roman Reigns' thing is like, I love you so much, I gotta beat you down so you learn a fucking lesson.
I like that actually. It's like the camaraderie where it's like, hey, I have to stop you from being you.
Yeah,
that's actually kind of cool.
it's a really cool storyline, and I mean to the point where like there's a character crying, you know, like I forget if it was Jay or Jimmy Uso, but like he's like, stop hitting, you know, we're family, fucking A, I love you, blah blah. But he's brutally beating them down, and I guarantee you the storyline is The Rock's gonna come to save the day, and you're not the tribal chief, I'm the tribal chief, because I'm The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, again, he's the biggest star like WWE's ever had. Not WWE, not within the actual ranks, but I thought about like people know him. Like he started off as a wrestler, but then he immediately jumped to being in every movie ever, making billion-dollar movies. Like, so it's like I get that like they have to kind of keep him. There is his golden child. People are gonna watch that promo that match a lot more because they're like, oh hey, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
I know him because I see him in every fucking movie, you know.
Yeah, and I guess I see your point there too, because obviously, you know, WWE is trying to be the pop culture phenomenon, and it's not going to be that again. It's fucking wrestling. Like, you know, most people that are not like already nostalgic about wrestling, when they see wrestling, are like, ha, that's stupid shit, and then they change the channel.
Which I never got.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, like I got it back in the day when people were like that, but then like when Marvel happened and everyone's into comic books and everyone's into anime, it's like, wait, you guys should love wrestling. Like, what the fuck? Like,
and I never got that because it's someone that's not like, I'm not saying I'm not a huge fan of wrestling, but I'm neutral. What I've seen, what I've enjoyed. But even as a kid, when people are like, you know, it's fake, right? I'm like, okay, so what?
Yeah, go back to watching Steven
that was
Seagal.
always my, huh?
No, it's like, you know, I used to say to people like, yeah, go back to watching Steven Seagal. Like, you know.
Yeah. Or it's like, I know Spider-Man isn't real, but I like Spider-Man. Am I not allowed to like Spider-Man because Spider-Man's not real? Wait, you mean the Hulk isn't real?
Yeah.
like what? So
Yeah.
it's like so fucking good. Is it? Do you guys enjoy watching it? Yeah, it's really cool. Then so what?
Yeah. So that's the thing that always bothered me. And another question that you might have is about Daniel Bryan retiring. I won't talk about this too much, but Daniel Bryan is going to be leaving, I guess, soon. He even did this huge promo recently talking about like, hey, I'm old in this day of wrestling. Like, I'm not like old as a person, but like I'm old for this shit for wrestling, and I gotta get the fuck out of here. So other people have their opportunity. So I think that's cool, but I also think that it's just him kind of, you know, going out as a martyr, kind of like, hey, like, you know, I'm doing this for the young people. You know, I'm getting out of here, and it's like, I don't know, you're probably just fucking hurting. So I don't know. Mike saying, I should say, if Daniel Bryan can retire at the upcoming WrestleMania, he should have one more match against Kyle O'Reilly. That's actually one of my dream matches. That would be really, really, really cool. I would love that shit. But if you have other questions, man, send them over my way, and I will definitely answer that later on at the end of the show, and I'll save them and all that good stuff too. But it's time to get into something that I've been wanting to get into since last week, but I don't want to do these things without you, Alan. And I guarantee you, Ganja's going to come in here probably talking shit to me too. I know you motherfuckers.
Maybe. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We're finally done with the wrestling talk. Jeez.
So, because I'm like, it's bad because I'm actually fucking nervous about this.
What?
But we'll see. So here it is. You can already tell what it is. Good old Marvel stuff. The problem that I find myself having with the trailer for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the fact that they're diving into another layer of a universe that Marvel itself completely disrespected. Like, that last fucking thing with Endgame, like, the fact that Captain America, the original one, Chris Evans, retconned his entire history to pass on the torch to the Falcon pretty much means, well, who gives a fuck about any character development that Cap has ever done in the last fucking 10 goddamn years? It's really frustrating. And, like, the fact that they're showing this to us, like, hey, do you guys want to see some new shit, aka some of the old shit? And who knows if the current Falcon is even the same Falcon that we know before? Because, like, the fact that they switched time and all that shit in Endgame, is this Falcon even, like, the Falcon we know?
It's unclear. It's extremely unclear because even the screenwriters don't know. Because, like, for people that didn't watch Endgame, which I don't know how the fuck you missed it, the end of Endgame, Captain America goes back to, you know, put all the stones in the right places to fix all the universes they fucked up. And then just stays in like 1950 after he fucking sinks. So either he went back in time and fucked his own girl, but that's not his girl anymore because he's in the future. He cucked himself, which is fucking hilarious. Or he went to an alternate timeline. Either fucking way, it doesn't make any sense of what actually happened. So I get Nick's confusion, but I think they're just trying to watch it. It's like, don't think about it too hard. You know, yes, this makes no sense, but it's Terminator franchise. Don't think about it too hard. We know this makes no sense. Just pretend it worked out exactly the way we think it should. And it's like, okay, whatever. Show me something. Show me a reason to watch this. Show me a reason to get Disney Plus. And I didn't really see. I didn't see anything here. But then again, if you were to tell me, hey, watch The Mandalorian, but you didn't tell me Pedro Pascal was in it or Jon Favreau's making it, and you show me the 10 minutes, I probably wouldn't care about The Mandalorian either. but I saw that 10 minutes. You told me Pedro Pascal in there, one of my favorite fucking actors. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'll give the Mandalorian a shot. With this, it's like I like Sebastian Shaw as the Winter Soldier. I like Anthony Mackie in general. I think he's a good actor. As a Falcon, I don't know if they ever really did anything with him. But I need to see actual stuff there because, again, it has the same Marvel stuff of big explosions. Are we even going to have a choreographed fight? And we got to end it off on a joke. Ha ha, you're a cyborg. Look at them gears turning. You murdered my best friend's dad. Like, are we going to forget the Winter Soldier murdered a lot of people?
Yeah, and then, like, you know, I heard Double Toast talk about this, and like, I'm really...
By the way, who's the fucking discount wrestler with the fucking mask? Like, fucking Kane just gave him his fucking mask.
That was actually kind of strange, too, yeah. It does look like Kane.
Discount fucking wrestler. Like, shit, we got the Taskmaster for Black Widow already, so discount Taskmaster.
But what I'm scared of, and this is the biggest thing, I'm going to have Ganja respond first about this one. God. So, people... how am I going to say this? Okay. Because I don't want to sound like Will.
Get it over with.
So, the thing is, because, like, I want to, like, really lay this down perfectly. But, like, the thing is, like, okay, I understood Black Panther, right? I get it. It came out at a certain time.
Oh, no.
It really did. And, you know, I really like that movie, and it still holds up to this day. However, when I heard Double Toast talk about this, one of the things that really infuriated me about Corey talking about it is that he says something like, man, you know what would be really cool about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier if they talked more about, you know, the society and what's the word? Like, social commentaries.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And I'm like, if you bring black people getting shot by cops or any, like, political whatever the fuck stuff with a silly-ass fucking stupid Winter Soldier movie, that's more insulting than fucking never bringing it up at all. Like, I'm sorry, but I know that, you know, representation's great and Black Panther did it good, but this is silly shit, and you're gonna fucking make a mockery of real life, super serious situations with this bullshit, this silly ass fucking little kid bullshit.
What an interesting stance, because there are two ways to look at it. I mean, I completely disagree. I think comics are a brilliant way to hide your political messages. Now it's harder because everyone's assuming everything's political. Oh no, we have black main characters, suddenly super political. But if it's a white dude, who gives a shit? It's like, no. We chose a character that works within this universe because we passed on the fucking mantle to his friend. Like that was a beautiful moment, as much as it made no fucking sense. But you deal with the situation, you deal with this crossroads right now of we have this main character of African American descent who's going to be leading the primarily Caucasian hero in the passing of the torch. Now you have two ways to do this. You either completely just ignore that and just be like, hey, we're just going to tell a story, which can work. Because a lot of the people, you every time you hear people talk about, like, oh, we're sick of every single black story having to be slaves or crime or whatever. That's why they, enjoy Black Panther for the most part, because it was a different take on what we typically see with these movies. Mm-hmm. So you either go that way, but then you also have the situation, though, as sort of, well, you also have a chance right now with the political realm to tell a story about what it's like for this universe to exist, because look at Watchmen. Watchmen does that very brilliantly. It does it and it uses the guise of comics to hide the social commentary. So you can do both, but the problem is, how do you do both at the same time? So it's a difficult situation where it's like, we can't have every single black-led superhero thing have to talk about this, but we also can't not talk about it. So I understand Marvel's distinction of, like, what are they going to really do with this? I honestly think they should go with the latter and talk about it, because I feel like comics are, people forget that comics aren't just this silly, cartoony thing for kids, that you can tell stories that can appeal to everyone of all ages and tell different stories, that you're able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to chat, fuck y'all. But Ganja, I want to get your opinion on this. No, because they're just like, well, more of the story, Nick hates diversity. It's like, aw.
Nick does not hate diversity. He just doesn't hate insulting diversity.
It's like one thing, and I really want to get Ganja's opinion on this, but like before even going to that, it's like the Animaniacs thing. It's like, I'm cool for women. I love women, and I'm glad that they got rights and blah, blah, blah. But when you do a song about, like, women, but let's not talk about, like, minority women, it's like, okay, like, you motherfuckers can point the finger and be like, I'm better than you and I know, how to be a good person, but not enough to care about black women or Mexican women, though. No, fuck them.
But again, it goes to the exact same thing I said. which side do you go on?
Well, if you're gonna be an entertainment thing like Animaniacs, then be stupid and be goofy and have the kids go yay,
But they have
and don't
the
talk about
ability
serious
to
shit.
tell the story though. That's what I'm getting at. Is they have the ability to do this because they're a big enough name to get away with it, much like Marvel. So you have to ask yourself the question: do you do this or do you ignore it? Because both sides are going to piss people off.
Gotcha, what do you
Both
think about
sides.
that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like
All
to
right,
Alan's
so-
point. Yeah.
The biggest thing is I want to touch on what Emite did because he gave us some biddies for that, and I actually know the history of Walt Disney. So not all Walt Disney was not so much racist, more than what his time was. That's not giving him an excuse, but that's just pointing out like he wasn't like an extra racist at his time. He just had the same fucking beliefs.
Did he have a cat?
Now, was he anti-Semitic? Hell yes. He hated the fucking Jews. Not only that, he hated his own animators and workers. Something that people don't know about Disney, he actually hired a bunch of strike breakers. I forget around the time, but it must have been around the 30s or 40s, maybe even the earliest 20s, to go into around Disney Studios where they had the picket line and beat the fuck out of those cartoon animators. This is Walt fucking Disney who did this, y'all.
Yeah.
And he is not the best kind of person. And again, the Disney company is now outgrew the person. Yeah, that's his name.
He's been dead for 50 years.
Yeah, but Disney, as we know it today, is a conglomerate corporation that has its own fucking identity, just like fucking countries at this point. Play Cyberpunk, they talk about it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really don't like about this, and this is where I side with Nick, and I really want Roxy's opinion on this when I get done with mine, is a lot of the diversity you see now in a lot of different television, animation, magazines, fucking manga, comic books, video games, any type of entertainment that's been dominated by white males for the last 70 to 80 years is slowly starting to realize there's a market. And thank you, Jim Jeter. It was 1941 that he did that shit. But for our generation, we are lucky in the time that we want more expanded stories, like Alan says, as well as JP in the chat said. The problem is these aren't stories that are actually created by minority artists or minority like people. You still have the white writing staff, you still have the white director, the producer, and everything like that. So it's not really us taking part in the mechanisms of movie making. We're now passive in our own storytelling as well. This is something that's been going on in Hollywood for a long time, but even now they still do it. As long as you can get someone that's kind of a little bit dark skinned on their, Mystical just said it. One of the main
It's
points
Michael.
is
It's fucking Michael.
I'm calling
Honestly,
him
I
Mystical now forever. Y'all missed one of the main points that there's very little to no dark skin diversity. That's the truth. A lot of stuff, and me and Roxy we were joking about this in the Tyler Perry movies. A lot of the movies now, they tend to go safe, so you have a more of a lighter skin character. Hell, even the Aladdin character looked more Greek than he looked like Arabic.
Okay, that guy was the whitest Arab on the planet, and I could say that because I'm the second whitest Arab on the planet. That motherfucker look like
This
me.
diversity isn't really to tell like stories like that. Like, for example, the one that's just got dropped by Pixar, which was by a black creator, and then he really tried to push it out. They do that shit, but really a mass majority of the stuff is, can we slap someone that's brown or darker skin on this, and can it sell more if we do that? And that's not really helping the cause of us telling our stories or us being notified. If anything, that's making us more of just set pieces. Yeah. And kind of what Nick's talking about, just copy and pasting. Oh, here's the black character, now I'm the white character. So don't get mad no more, even though he's probably, like, I don't know how the character's going to go in this one, because hopefully Disney's getting better with this type of writing, especially as this becomes more of a critique as time goes on, as we're starting to notice this. But I really hope that they incorporate, black culture. For example, I wouldn't like seeing a Native American movie, and the Native American dude is just, you can drop in with Ted. Okay. Like there's no expression of the culture I grew up in.
Okay,
but here's the thing, though, Alan. But this is the thing, though. A vast majority of our general mainstream culture is that type of like generic white bread character. So it's hard not to copy and paste this in there, because that's what sells. It's all comes down to marketing, honestly.
And I'll let Roxy speak, because I definitely want to say something afterwards.
But racism in Canada makes the red man red, Ryan.
And by the way, to Emanc's question, it's actually Robert Allen Iger. That's the owner of Disney right now. He's
the CEO, but let's be honest, it's the stockholders that own Disney.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, no. Let Roxy speak, because I definitely want to jump on Ganja's point, but I do want to see what Roxy has to say about this whole topic. Hello?
Roxy, wake up.
I'm awake. I'm just talking with my mom.
Okay, we need your insight. These deep
Yes.
political thoughts.
Well, we can come back to you just if you want to finish with your mom and whatnot.
Yeah, because we're talking about how we're gonna meet up for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, right about tickets. So she's
And
excited.
she said she heard everybody in the background, so she said hi.
Hey.
Did she say I talk too much? That seems to
Oh,
be
it's
a
also
common
it's
thing.
my mom's birthday today.
Oh,
happy
happy
birthday.
birthday. Feliz Navidad.
Ma,
That's
Nick
so-
dijo Feliz Navidad en lado de Feliz
Oh, he
Cumpleaños.
actually got it right.
Oh, no, that's Christmas. I was being stupid. I said that shit wrong.
She said thank you. It's wrong, but thank you anyways.
You're dumb, but you tried.
I like Ryan. Happy birthday, Miss Mama Flores.
Oh.
También mi amigo Ryan también te dijo Feliz Cumpleaños, Mamá Flores.
Dude, how do you
We
tag
just got
Spanish?
copyrighted by Netflix.
Te dijo.
Yeah, we got copyrighted by Spanish.
Telenovela copyrighted us? What?
Yeah, what the fuck? But so
But
you go on.
something I want to jump on. Yeah, there's something I want to jump on Ganja's point because a lot of those things like, oh, there's a Native American. You know, how do you not talk about the culture kind of stuff? And it's like I feel like what it is because we're so used to. I don't want to say white people not having a culture, but we're so used to not bringing up the fact that the main character is white in a sitcom.
I wouldn't say is that they're what it is they're the main culture because let's be honest, like they were the ones in control for a while. So,
But it's one of the things where you don't
kind of
actually ever bring up you rarely ever bring up the fact that the main character is white. Let's say, for instance, how many times did they bring up that they were white?
Mhm.
Very little. But again, anytime there's a black person on screen, they have to acknowledge that. So when you have a situation where you have a black-owned sitcom, they acknowledge that way further because it's a representation issue. But then it also gets to the point where it's like it's something that always kind of got me as a kid. Anytime I saw Arabs on screen, I'm like, why do you have to sit there and focus? Why can't Arabs be part of the same culture and like the same things? Why do we have to be this weird anomaly? It's like, wait, you're Arab and you're into comics? Well, you have to acknowledge that. It's like that's your whole
in the
persona.
dirty lands. Like everything's brown. Like for some reason, the camera lens are always brown or like yellowish. It's like, for one, all Arabs don't live like that. Like that doesn't make no fucking sense. Like,
And it's ridiculous. It's something I remember listening to a podcast and they're talking about Silicon Valley, and it's a bunch of California suburban white kids, and they're like, there's like the one Indian on there because of course they have to have somebody on there just to be like, oh, we can't just have this all be one race. But then it's like, well, why couldn't we just have them all be of the same of that descent? And then it gets to the point where it's like, whenever you have these kind of focused stories, do you always have to acknowledge the culture, or can you tell a story without acknowledging a character's culture?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think you can because here's the thing: even though it's not right on our faces, but like again, I guess a lot of people, especially if you're here for Double Tussle, was not ready for this race talk that we're having.
I know, so I meant to go nerdy with this, but then I was like, I'm going to say this thing.
It's an important question. You brought up a good point.
But here's the thing: white people are and again, I'm not assaulting white people. I love a lot of y'all. Matter of fact, John Brown's one of my favorite heroes in radical history. But
And Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, I love him too. But here's the thing: white people, you guys are the mainstream culture, so it's not weird to see y'all on screen. It's not new. It's not, avant-garde, as the bourgeois artists would like to say.
There's no seasoning when y'all are on screen.
It's weird. We've seen y'all since the 1920s.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hit us like we've seen all y'all stories, seen all y'all struggles, and it's not me discounting your shit. It's just as minority communities, we've seen you guys already. We don't see ourselves on screen, so that's where and you also run into the problem, Alan, if you do like, all right, well, we're gonna just make this minority person act within the mainstream culture, you run the risk of just fucking gentrifying their asses and turning them into that white bread character that they made fun of in Undercover Brother, which, like I said, is just a copy paste character. All you did was either darken the contrast. There was you didn't add anything of the cultural background.
Okay, but the question is that, but the thing I want to go to, I don't want to keep
I like it tired of seeing white people talk.
I know,
Damn
JP.
right, JP.
But it's something that I want to bring up where it's like, okay, and I understand 100% what you're getting at because again, you barely ever see anybody that's not white bread, especially with sitcoms. That's why I brought up sitcoms a lot because almost all the sitcoms are the same cookie cutter fucking group. It's specific reason I bring that up. But I also get to the question where it's something that always kind of goes to me. It's like, if you were to take me as an individual, what part of me being Arab adds to my personality?
Well, you do tell us all the time, like, yeah, I can do this.
As a
I'm Arab.
joke, though.
I don't burn, I'm Arab.
But
as
you can make that jokes because you have that cultural heritage, man.
Yeah.
But again, how much of that but again, like let's say I never brought up the fact that I'm Arab. Most people, and that includes everyone in this call, had no fucking idea.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Because I quote unquote didn't act Arab, and Nick is the fucking first person I'm gonna yell at because this motherfucker called me white for 6 months.
I still do, by the way.
Shit, the U.S. government considers you white.
Exactly, but it gets to the point where it's like, yes, I don't wear a turban. I'm wearing a Christmas hat as a fucking joke, but I don't wear a turban. I don't have an accent. I don't have anything there. So if you were a new person in the chat that had no idea what my background was, would that change my story? Would that change how my personality, what I'm into? Like I'm doing a podcast right now. Let's say we had a show about, and fuck you, Arabian Nights bullshit. I'll fight you in the street. But let's say we're doing a show based on the podcast. At what point do you have to bring up that I'm Arab? That does that change? That becomes a personality trait, and that bothers me. Where I don't believe your culture is your personality.
No, thank you, because that's something that really gets brought back right into this whole fucking thing. Because what I'm afraid of is that it's not going to be Captain America, Anthony Mackie as Captain America. It's going to be Anthony Mackie as Black Captain America, and it's like, for
You're
one,
talking about like some early 2000 shit, then, huh?
So what you're saying is you wouldn't support your local Latina?
No, because like my whole thing is like, for one, like, okay, here's a good example of black characters in movies, and even though he says the N-word a lot, Denzel Washington in Training Day, that could have been any person, any color, whatever, but the fact that a black actor came in there and fucking knocked it out of the park, and he's fucking amazing, and it doesn't matter that he's black, that he fucking did that. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Candyman. Tony Todd, what about his character is black to you, other than he's in Chicago and he's going after, his story is basically.
Yeah, his story is very centric around him being black.
I mean,
I guess you're right, I guess, but like my whole thing is like when he's on screen, it's like he's just a good fucking actor. Oh, or actually, same actor in Final Destination, Tony Todd in there. Tony Todd in Night of the Living Dead, the remake.
You reminded me that motherfucker's in the first movie. Jesus Christ.
But it's like Tony Todd is just a great fucking actor, and I was definitely wrong with the Candyman thing. It's my bad. I fucked that up.
Well,
that is
Nick, if you watch Altered Carbon season 2 with Anthony Mackie, at no point do they ever bring up the color of his skin. I mean, they have the benefit of it's a Blade Runner type future, so we quote unquote solved racism. But they never
more problems that one gets pushed to the back.
Oh, true. But again, they do that situation where, or even Tennant, John David Washington, Denzel's fucking son. He's just another character in that world.
And another thing, I have really been wanting to bring this up because I love this fucking movie, and we're gonna do our top 10 movies soon, and this is gonna be up there. Have you guys seen The Five Bloods on Netflix? The Spike Lee movie.
I want to. I've not seen it. I heard mixed things. I heard it's great or terrible.
Oh, Roxy loved it.
This movie is so fucking amazing, dude. I fucking love this movie. And these characters, they'll say a couple things like, "Hey, what's up, nephew?" Whatever, a couple little black things. But like for the most part, it doesn't matter that they're black. These are guys that love each other. They fucking went through the war together. They're trying to find Chadwick Boseman's bones because there's like some treasure there. But like, and Chadwick Boseman is in this movie too. By the way, it was his last movie before he passed away. Or no, not his last movie. It was like his second to last one.
One of them anyway. He made like 5 movies.
But that was so well done. And keep in mind, Spike Lee, who everyone always talks shit about him, saying like, "Oh, he just does black stuff. He just does black stuff." It's like, no, he does good stuff, and he hires black people. That's not just doing black stuff. He's a good fucking director.
Oh, I mean, shit. I fuck it up because I always go Key and Peele. But Jordan Peele, the director, Get Out and not Get Out, but
Us.
Yeah, Us. It's amazing. Like they put some stuff in there that would be specific to the black culture. But like, if you wanted to do the white remake, which the day that happens, I'm done with movies. When they do white remakes of black properties, oh my god,
that might happen.
I'm sorry, I made that exist. It's my fault. But the point is, you could make the same movie. But the benefit of it is you have a black creator doing something that he's taken from his culture, but it's not explicitly out there. And it's like, it's a double-edged sword because I can't say which way works because you need both. You need what Ganja's saying. You need that culture to be like, hey, this culture exists. We're not all the same fucking Starbucks, whatever the fuck, going to a cubicle people. But then you also need it that's not all we are as well. Yeah. We're not all this one fucking thing. So I was like, I don't know how to make that divide work.
Yeah, and I really wouldn't know either, other than just like, it's almost too late. That's my issue with this trailer, is like, I don't have to watch the show to know that the big context of everything that's going to happen in Falcon and Winter Soldier is the Falcon is Black Captain America. Chris Evans handed him the thing. It's like, why don't we have a character who fucking wasn't handed something? That's kind of what I hate about Spider-Man right now. Is that everything, the context is Iron Man helped him with this. The next fucking movie is going to be all the other Spider-Man from all the Spider history and the Spider movies and the Spider bullshit are going to come fuck with him and help him. And then he's going to have help from fucking Doctor Strange, another older dude who's going to help Spider-Man. That, like, why is the movie called Spider-Man? He fucking sucks.
Like, I think we should eventually just get to the act. Like, let's talk about, like, now that we kind of got through the background of the Winter Soldier, the actual trailer itself I really didn't like. It was just a typical, hey, here's a bunch of explosions, here's a bunch of cool, shots. Here's these two people being brothers, even though they literally hated each other a minute ago. And it's like we're trying to juggle this tone of we want to be dark and gritty, but because we're Marvel and Disney, we also have to be funny. And I feel like that's one of the differences that I really like about Mandalorian is it's Disney, but it doesn't feel Disney. Sure, we have Bill Burr hamming it up, but it's not funny, haha. It's mostly just like it takes itself very seriously. But with Marvel, it's like they don't know how to juggle. They've never been able to juggle seriousness and jokiness. Sometimes they go so bad and make Guardians 2, but then sometimes they do good stuff in Civil War or Winter Soldier. I'm hoping it's more of that tone, and I'm hoping it has better fight choreography. But clearly, they put a lot of money in the budget for this. This isn't
going to be Friday the 13th, though.
What's up?
I say, ain't nobody going to be Friday the 13th fight choreography.
yeah. Sorry, it's it'll be just as funny as Haunted House.
Damn.
Now, before we move on the topic, because I want to see, Mr. Roxy, are you ready to drop that knowledge for us?
So refresh my mind a little bit. So I got a little bit of Nick basically saying representation isn't the only thing that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of saw, who was it?
Me.
Michael.
Oh.
Am I pronouncing it right? Michael?
Oh, yeah, Bleach and Michael, yeah.
Okay. And then I saw his comments, and I completely agree with him 100%. There is not enough. We have not even scratched the surface of dark skin representation, especially in the Latino community, not just with white people. If you look at like Latino markets or Latino TV, literally fucking turn on your TV right fucking now. Go on Univision, go on Telemundo, go on fucking Galavision, anything. Or if you're in Mexico, literally just turn on your TV to any channel. And they are all light-skinned, European-looking ass bitches with no flavor. Where is the seasoning? Where is the love? Also, I agree with Nick. Now, give me a second here. Because I know some of y'all are like, what? You're agreeing with Nick? Fox News Nick? Look,
Fuck you.
I am sick and tired of meaningless representation. Honestly, they're going about it in like a very office type of way where it's like, okay, representation. Throw a black in there, throw a Latino in there, make sure he's light skinned, and then we'll get the kind of dark skinned one, but not really. Like give him like a golden tan, but still light because he got to be welcoming to the white people still. At least specific types of white people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then throw in like an Asian for good measure and gays. Everyone loves the gays. Throw like 3 of them in there. Representation. It's literally just super basic surface level. And that's not the true meaning of representation. Representation is not only seeing someone who looks on screen, but someone who's likable, someone who's like you can actually relate to. It's not just, oh, that person is Latino, that person is black, that person is Asian, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
There's more to it than just that. And I'm sick and tired of everyone doing this constant, like, nose up in the air, smelling your own farts thing of just trying to act better than someone else. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking tired of it. Most often, like with the Animaniacs thing, I'm gonna be honest. The first time I heard Nick go off about the woman empowerment song in fucking Animaniacs. Now, keep in mind, I like Animaniacs. Seeing that shit was pure fucking cringe.
I kind of with Roxy on this one because I was as much as I still with my earlier point saying that you kind of weren't. There's no way they're going to allow that to happen, but it's always a double-edged sword. It's always going to be: do you want to sit there and be the focal point or not? Because I always go and I'll go back to the fucking show Rami, and that's based on a Arab American. And the first couple episodes, I was really digging it because it had the character trying to figure out how his culture affected his background culture affected the city that he lived in. And it was really interesting because I could relate with that. But the problem is, and I feel like, I don't know if Roxy's going to agree with you on this, in order to continue the plot, they had to go way crazier with all this stupid bullshit that sometimes Arabs deal with when it comes to just all this other stuff. And instead of him being like this interesting kind of character that had this culture, it's no, I'm gonna be this kind of like, you know, backpack through Europe type shit to discover my culture and what it truly means to be that shit. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't have a choice of the way how much fucking, you know, the joke of how much hair I have on my body or my fucking background, my fucking last name. I can't sit there and be like, I'm gonna backpack through Europe to connect. It's a part of who we are, no matter fucking what. But this idea that it has to be crazy or it has to be the forefront pisses me off, because it's like this idea. It's like the badge of honor, you know. Oh yeah, you got to wear this up the front, like Roxanne in The Office. Like, oh, badge of honor, we have all this representation. No, you don't. You have a bunch of cookie-cutter characters that you just threw on the fucking randomizer skin sample at a fucking RPG just so that you can get away with the fact that these are all the same fucking character.
Yeah, and that's the thing that bothers me a lot. And Mike said, you do know there's a Latino ghostwriter, right? Robbie Reyes. No, yeah, and also...
I hate him so much!
No, but who's...
Is he like a terrible actor or what?
No, he's a great actor, but he ruined the best season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, Jesus, no. But like another thing, too, Gabriel Luna was also... I think he was a ghostwriter at some point, right? The guy who plays a mean Terminator in Dark Fate?
Yeah, that's actually him. Yeah, that's exactly what they're talking about.
Okay, but he's going by his character name, Robbie Reyes. My bad.
Yeah, basically what it was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had a ghostwriter. Now, what it was is, much like in comics, there's always multiple versions of the characters within the universe, and it's very similar to passing down the torch. So in the show, they literally have, like, they don't show him, but I guess they're trying to reference that this is Nicolas Cage. But guy gets off a motorcycle and transfers the power of Ghost Rider to Robbie Reyes, and he is of Mexican descent. They talk about that a little bit with his family, but it's not the focal point. It is a part of who he is, but it's not the only thing that he is. And I like the character. He's a great actor. He just ruined that season.
By the way, too, I want to bring this up. This is actually a good question from, or not a good statement from Super Fan. She says, I agree the disability community gets zero representation besides inspiration porn for the neurotypical. And 9 out of 10 times it's played by someone without the disability. It's especially true with invisible disabilities like autism. And that's the thing that I liked about Peanut Butter Falcon. And granted, I know Shia LaBeouf is not popular now because he's been fucking up the last few days. So he's in trouble.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but like really bad right now. But the thing is, though, is I appreciate that he got someone who actually had Down syndrome and then had a bunch of wrestlers in the movie because the kid was a big wrestling fan. Had a bunch of wrestlers in there who also have like people in their lives that have autism, etc. Mick Foley, his son, is has autism. So it's like I like stuff like that. But then people did give shit to like Bryan Cranston for him playing a handicapped person. They said that there was people out there that could act, but they were actually legitimately handicapped. But I do think that's where things get a little bit confusing as far as representation of that. But given opportunities to people with autism, I think it's a really cool idea. And I mean, is that something that you guys feel like could be done more often, or do you think that that's like, nah, that's a fucking...
It depends, because one of the things that, and there's a discussion at Chilla Toast, and it blew my mind because there was, it was for the movie Split. And they're like, we should get rid of this. And they're using the same anger that they would if the character was in blackface. And somebody goes, well, you know, it's like, is this as bad as blackface? And my first thought was, I think that there's a different cultural distinction. But I don't think mental illness in movies has had a better history than blackface has in movies as well. Both are used to essentially degrade a person. One is an entire culture, but one is a disability. Because think about it, there are two types of mental illnesses. You're either a joke or a demon.
Yeah.
I'm both.
Exactly. But like, think about it. Split, he's a demon. Radio, it's like, well, they try to play him up, feel sorry for him, but like, a lot of the characters laugh at him. It's like, feel bad for him. Like they basically treat him like a child, but they always do the weird, jokey stuff with him. So it's like, there's really no good representation for mental handicapped people in movies. But then it gets to a point where it's like, how do you accurately portray that? But either just getting an actor like Bryan Cranston, for instance, to play the role, because like there are going to be situations like, yeah, invisible, disabilities like autism, you might be able to pull off. But it becomes incredibly difficult when you want to do this movie with someone acting, but you also have to have them you have to have a plot around the movie to make it interesting versus just doing a documentary. Exactly. So it gets to a point where it's like, can you actually pull this off without actually doing it? It's like, there's a difference. Like, well, blackface, no, literally, they don't give a fuck about the culture. They just want to get the actor in there because they can sell the movie, change the skin, who gives a shit. When it comes to disability, that could be legitimately problematic to try to make a movie around that. It's not an excuse, but it's like what was it? Skyscraper. Remember that movie with The Rock, and he was only
Yeah, and
supposed
he
to have
jumped
one.
from one building to another.
It's fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
like, imagine if they got someone that was actually like, they're a bodybuilder and only had 1 foot. That might make a majority of that movie extremely difficult to do for the safety of the actor.
Yeah. But on this too, I know we're all over the place, but there's not a lot with Winter Soldier. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. But the thing is like this person, Lauren Ridloff, she was in The Sound of Metal, and that this movie is about deaf people, and she's deaf. She was actually born deaf in real life. So it's amazing that she was in this movie, and probably learning a lot from her. But what I appreciate about her, because like that's the same issue, like how I was complaining about Corey's thought about Anthony Mackie should have more black issues in the movie or whatever. The thing is though, is like they do that with the deaf girl, but then you get her in something, and I hate to bring this up, but The Walking Dead, and here every time she's on screen, because she's literally deaf, Daryl and all the other characters, all these characters specifically, have to talk like they're deaf, like they do sign language. Yeah, and the fact that they're doing sign language, and even Daryl's doing sign language, and it's like the whole show and like the way the sound is and blah blah blah, it all works for deaf people. And it's like, oh, that's great. So now we're seeing these characters who do talk, but in order to communicate, they're not. And like, I don't know, it's a really cool thing where it's like, deafness is not like used as a crutch or as a thing to sprinkle some like, ooh, we got them in here.
They did The Mandalorian. Do you remember the first episode of season? Oh no, I don't know if you watched it, but the first episode of season 2, The Mandalorian has to work with the Sand Dwellers. Yeah, and they don't communicate. They communicate through a version of sign language. Apparently, they got deaf people on set to create a language through sign language so that they can all communicate.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember who the Sand Dwellers were, but I did see that. But like, I love when they do shit like that too, because the Mandalorian is not about that stuff. But the thing is like, since it's in there, it just helps that we're giving that a shot to be normalized in this show that's not about that. So now people, an audience who's not going to see that, can see it in this thing. I think that's super important. So yeah, man. I did not think we were gonna get this fucking serious with the goddamn comic book talk.
It's a really
Can I touch on another thing too?
What's up?
When it comes to that, I don't know if it was talked about. It probably was, but I don't like it when, say, we bring in like a deaf person. I don't like it when they just make the deaf person or X insert whatever person here, whatever they're supposed to be representing. I really don't like it when they make that their whole personality.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, to add on that point, I know it's animated, so it doesn't. Some people might say it doesn't count. But who here has seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I saw the first season.
Okay, my favorite representation is Toph, because Toph is a blind character, and they do this in the show where she has a great personality. So she always makes fun of it, but she does like the show never treats her blindness as a disability. They treat it as in some cases it allows her to earthbend really well, because she basically just sees through vibrations in the earth. That's how she's able to kind of see the world around her, walk around. So the characters themselves, you never see their disability. So when they're walking, she's not like they're walking into sign poles or whatever the fuck, but she's able to walk really well. But she'll even do these kind of almost pitch black humor of, at one point they're looking for like a tower, and she goes, "It's over there," and everyone goes, "Where?" "Oh wait, you're fucking blind." It's a part of her. It's like this guy runs really really fast. It's not like it's not an addition. It's a part of their skill set. With her, it's blind. It doesn't take away. It's an addition. So it's really interesting what they do with that character, because her friends, they often forget she's blind, and I think that's, I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing. But to me, I always appreciate it, because it's like the show doesn't stop to be like, "Hey guys, she's trying her best." No, she's the biggest badass there.
Mike, so I know I'm going to be answering a lot of these afterwards.
Now is the end of the discussion.
Yeah, because
nothing else has to be brought up.
and Disaneo, I like that name, by the way. It just sounds good coming out of the fucking mouth. But you're welcome. Hopefully you stick around.
Using a bomb when I brought up the Toph thing, because I'm like, if I disarm this bomb right, he won't bring up Daredevil.
No, the thing is though about Daredevil, I mean, I agree with that being a representation, blah blah blah. But like, I feel like at the same time, there's a part in that show where characters are like, "Man, you're not blind. You get all the pretty girls," and it's like, that's a good point, even though it was a joke. But then also they show like what he sees, and he can see. Like that shit was really annoying. But
God damn, no, not getting you. Not getting you.
Yeah, me and Alan, one of these days when we have more time, because I know we talked a lot about some shit today, but like maybe next time we'll have God, that should be a sub thing of like maybe we can put a poll out there. Is Daredevil really blind?
I'm not doing that again. We
Don't
did that for
baby
2 years. I'm
someone.
not doing it again.
Don't baby someone like that. Like if someone's in a chair or if someone's big or if someone's blind, don't be like, oh, that sucks that you have that, but at least you have this. Don't do that bullshit. You're just going to make them feel worse. And on top of that, you're making it awkward.
Yeah.
How would you feel if someone fucking did that bullshit to you?
No, dude.
Don't
When people
do
do
it,
shit to
period.
people with in wheelchairs, like, well, at least you don't have to go anywhere. You can. It's like, dude, I can't walk.
It's empathizing. It's like you're trying your best to, make sure that you show you care, but you're essentially babying them. And it's like again, I had a buddy of mine in high school. He was wheelchair bound. And there are times where I felt like, oh, maybe I should be more sensitive, maybe I should be more caring. And he straight up was like, dude, just don't worry about it. Like you're treating me with respect. You're not treating me like I'm fucking, disabled. Like you're treating me properly. I'm like, okay, cool. So he just became, one of my best friends. I just treated him normally. I didn't sit there and be like, oh man, I got to make sure. There are times where it's like, oh shit, I accidentally kicked your, fucking wheelchair tire or whatever the fuck. But it's like, for the most part, it's like, yeah, he was just my buddy.
Yeah.
Most people that do that, they're not caring, they're condescending.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It brings you down, and that's why, like, when I have someone who's close to me in a wheelchair, or whatever, I just like to dance in front of them, just do things with my legs, just to make them feel.
What the fuck, Nick?
All right, so Nick's joking, but I actually did make fun of someone in a wheelchair once.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, I'm fucking around, man. What are you doing? This?
He deserved it.
No!
He just fucking-
Hold on.
I love
No,
you.
for the sake of the channel, where you're stopping.
I'm gonna finish the story.
Oh no, you're
It was
not.
when I was first starting off in stand-up, right? And it was Martin Luther King Day.
No,
And
please.
this dude literally. All right, let me finish. Stop with your reactions. Let me finish this shit. So this dude rolled up to me, and we're all the comedians hanging out. People are drinking, people are smoking, and we're just joking and riffing on each other. And there's this one dude, I forget who his fucking name was, but basically he was wheelchair bound. He was actually kind of a decent guy. He was kind of cool. So he rolls up on us, and we're joking, clowning around, and we're talking about each other's sets, and we're gonna do jokes on. Me, I had some bullshit about Godzilla or something. I don't fucking remember really. But we were discussing. He's like, "Yeah, bro. Today's Martin Luther King, right? Well, I got this big black dude who's gonna help me on stage, right? And when we get close, I'm gonna pretend to fall, right? And I'm gonna shock the crowd. And to add some more shock, I'm gonna be like, what about my civil rights?" I thought his joke was so fucking dumb that when he said that to me, I looked at him straight in the face like, if you really want to shock the crowd, you stand up during your set.
Oh.
And that was the only
apparently
time I
God's
made fun
level
of
of
someone that was handicapped because I thought that motherfucker was being racist unnecessarily.
Julia?
No. He has his leg as far as I know.
Oh my god, dude! I love how you're like, yeah, he deserved it. He made a bad joke, so I insulted his life.
Well,
I mean, he was gonna basically yell a racist ass joke for no fucking reason because someone helped him on stage. Fuck that dude.
Fuck you, man. Like,
that's fucking wonderful, dude.
Cut to the ad during the build-up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're not paying, all right, I'll let you know right now. If you did not pay for our subscription, my build-up got cut by Taco Bell.
Good.
So you got the
man,
joke,
we're
and I'm
talking
not gonna tell you
representation.
afterwards because the stream's coming back right fucking now.
Yeah, guys. No, hey, if you guys saw the ad before he finished his joke, where come back, watch it later on. You guys, he had the time limit right there, so just scroll right to 1 hour 32 minutes and watch that shit again. But yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious. I'm just kind of like, dude, I thought it was gonna be way worse because the way.
I did it by accident once. My same buddy that I was talking about, he was in a wheelchair. So the joke I wanted to make, because he's saying that, oh god, I can't remember, he was making fun of me too, and he's like, yeah, I can do all this shit, I can do shit more than you can. So, but the joke I wanted to make was I was gonna, grab his wheelchair and I was gonna push it, like as a joke, like, oh, I could do this to you. But the problem is, they started laughing because I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I stood up.
Oh,
I'm not flying all the way to Canada to cover your mouth.
I didn't even get the joke, and then I still was like, "Oh no, oh no!"
All right. Since Alan threw himself on the I'll help you out, Alan.
Really, dude? I was trying to help you out.
I accidentally did that too, and I think I told this story before. But if I did, just tell me if I did. If I haven't, you're gonna enjoy another fucking me fucking up on the jokes. So I had a bad day going to school once. It was like maybe the 8th grade, and I didn't want to be there. Like I got caught trying to sneak out of school, so like I was stuck there like forcefully and shit. So I'm just mad as fuck and just over it. And it was like my second period was math, so we had this new kid had just like come to school and shit, and I thought he was all shy and soft spoken and shit, right? So the teacher asked him to do some math problems on the board, and he's got to like announce the letters and the letters or numbers, what he's doing and shit. And he's just going off. He's talking real low like this, and just I don't know if you carry the 2 and 1. I finally get tired of it. I just yell, "Yo, speak up loud! I can't hear you in the back." I start heckling this kid. I did this like 3 fucking times, right?
So you pulled a Billy Madison, basically.
Yeah, I did. Hurry up, Junior! All right, so cut to lunch. The vice principal and the principal come to the table where I'm sitting and go, "Mr. Smith, can you please come with us to the office?" See, I was already smoking weed at this time, so I thought like, "Oh fuck, they caught me stashing again." So I'm walking to the principal office and I'm like, "Oh, fucking scared. Like, damn, did they catch me on camera doing some shit? What's going on?" I sit down and the principal looks me dead in my face. "So, Mr. Smith, are you making fun of handicapped kids?"
I mean, yes, I think that's what we learned from
I'm
this
looking
show.
at his face. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I ain't making fun of no handicapped kids." "Yeah, today, I don't know if you know, but so-and-so today said that you were bullying him. We don't know if you're aware of this, but he actually has some health complications. He had surgery on his lungs when he was like 12, and he can't project his voice that well or go upstairs very hard. The teacher and both the student told us that you were telling him to speak louder and to breathe harder and shit. Like, you were going in on this kid. Are we gonna have to suspend you for bullying a mentally handicapped kid?" And bro, I felt so fucking guilty.
Yeah.
Like,
As you
my
should.
heart, you know when your heart drops because you know that you're wrong for some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I carried
You
that
feel that-
book for the rest of the year. Like every time I saw him, I grabbed his backpacks and carried up the stairs.
Oh damn.
See there's that ableist guilt, Scott.
Yeah. But no, dude, that shit's fucked up. We're all very, very fucked up in this goddamn call, but
I mean, y'all, not me.
Oh, I
I mean, I'm fucked up in a different way. I never made fun of a handicapped kid or
come
nothing.
on, you drive like a psychopath. I'm
you
sure
make
you
fun
yelled
of
at a
Ellen.
motherfucker.
You know, that counts.
Okay, I drive like, okay, I have never had an accident. He's still alive. He's still in the other room.
God.
Bye.
I've
Wait, go ahead.
literally, like, I'm fine. I'm a good driver. The only time that I get mad is when someone pulls some bullshit, which is why I have secret maneuvers and measures to protect myself when I'm driving.
Just
I'm
points
gonna
to a
share
part,
one
man.
for you. Pro tip. What's the most common excuse you hear with a car accident? "Oh, I didn't see him, her, whatever coming." So what I do is, again, depending on the area that you're
Say
in,
that.
you may want to be careful. But what I do is I turn my music up super loud so that way they either get annoyed, move away from me, or feel the vibrations coming from my car. That way they're aware of me being right there.
How loud is your fucking subwoofers in your
I turn
car?
the bass and the subwoofers all the way up, Alan.
Depending on which song you're playing, which neighborhood you get in, that might be more dangerous for you.
City Girls.
Good God.
City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, there we go.
Kendrick.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I play Taylor Swift, you might be in more trouble.
My favorite right now is, who's that one guy who made Sorry to Bother You?
Fuck you.
Oh, Bootsy Riley.
Yes, he made a song called The Guillotine, which is a fucking bop. I play that shit pretty fucking loud. Also, Limp Bizkit.
There we
Wow.
go. Now.
Now you're in trouble.
Diaz coming in his pants, not on it. Ooh.
You cannot get hype, Alan, when you hear this high-pitched voice. Like, the fucking
Yes, I
music's
can.
going hard in the background.
Limp Bizkit
It's
is
some dirty
terrible.
shit. And then all of a sudden you hear, yeah.
Mhm.
How are you not gonna get hype?
Started a
I mean,
riot.
you make fun of it. It's kind of funny. Hearing this man go, yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Hilarious. And it's dumb, but I fucking like it.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit's a shit, dude.
Right.
You gotta give it a chance.
No, Limp Bizkit is fucking terrible.
Well, you're an asshole. Here's the thing, though. You're gonna be more of an asshole soon because I know we're gonna disagree on this next nerdy little thing. And this, trust me, there's so many white people involved in this next fucking thing we're gonna talk about. We won't get into a long discussion about diversity again. So, with that said, here it is right here. It's your boy. It's fucking Loki. And
And I'm out.
yeah, here's my thing, dude. For me, every time I fucking see Loki, I just get irritated. I've seen so much of him, I can't fucking stand anymore. I cannot stand him. But at the same time, though, to think about this, this right here, and this is Owen Wilson right now. He's super sarcastic. So is fucking Loki. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
be
but
too
it's
much.
all the whole thing of, well, I'm gonna be funny because I need to be the funny guy in the room. Murderer that murdered hundreds of thousands of people, but haha, jokey.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Well,
And-
what are we gonna have? Hitler show up next? Hi, Hitler.
I mean, why not? It's a hot new show. Just really make sure that he just really make sure there's a lot of representation on that show. We want everyone to feel welcome.
By the way, too, so I guess Raheem is being a pervert again. You gotta find some porn, bro. Everything has to do with fucking.
The thing is, I actually like Loki as a character, but my issue with the show is
I actually like Raheem. I like Raheem.
I'll ignore the fuck out of Raheem easily. But one of the thing is I like Tom Hiddleston as an actor, but I feel bad because he's trying so hard to escape Loki, but none of his other projects ever seem to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Kong Skull Island worked.
Kong Skull Island worked, but he's not doing another one. He was in that TV show. I can't fucking remember what it was called. It was like he was a spy, but he's like undercover in a hotel. It's actually really interesting. But again, nothing he ever does outside of this ever really takes place. So seeing him back, it's just like, oh man, I really wish that worked out for you.
Yeah, I got porno for you. Okay, that's weird. So, but the thing is, I'm looking at this, and
Don't do that.
fucking,
Don't do that.
I'm trying
Keep
to.
rolling.
By the way, I just realized something. Hold on? Let's scroll back. Is he fucking Alex Trebek?
Dude, I was like, why does he look so familiar?
Yeah.
Loki was shocked.
Aw.
Alex
Like, Alex Trebek, I really like this Jeopardy. Oh, not Jeopardy. This Wheel of Fortune.
No, it is Jeopardy. Fool.
No, it is Jeopardy, Alan.
Look, Loki. Yeah, Loki doesn't really know the difference, so he's fucking it up.
I thought Alan would be like, low key. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Same.
Nah, I was trying to save that one.
You're fucking awesome, but right here what they're talking about basically, because this is like one of those like, oh, we're gonna have a joke and then that's it. And there's nothing else being shown about this fucking movie. But the big thing here is the TVA, which apparently it fucking stands for this time. What's it called again? The Time Variance Authority. And essentially,
Wait, what?
yeah, this is about the Time Variance Authority. So,
Oh, fucking goddamn!
wait, so yeah, give me context.
Every single time there's a time travel story, there's always some stupid fucking organization who is always there, but never does anything interesting until some random dumbass shows up.
And
Oh,
this
so-
is your dumbass right here. He's the guy who's a
I
representative.
present you, dumbass.
It's so fucking ridiculous. I hate it. It's the most I hate time travel. I wish Jet was here because she could join me. I hate time travel because it's the most cookie cutter genre in the fucking world.
I
Yes,
like
we
time
get it.
travel. Only when it goes to the future and come back. That's about it.
Also, they love to use it to cover up over all the fucking plot holes in a story. I'm sick and tired of that shit.
Yeah.
We get it. Terminator came out and it was popular, but not every fucking time travel story. Like Back to the Future is a template for every single time travel fucking story.
Yeah, it's frustrating as fuck because here's the biggest thing too is like we know for one, and spoiler alert, but if you guys really did not see this shit coming when you saw the movie and didn't see it already, go fuck yourself. But Loki died, okay? So all of this right here is just going to be a story that happened before then. But then even if it happened before then, it's like, well, the past changed because of all the future shit that happened, especially with Doctor Strange and the multiverse, wherever, madness, horse shit. So this could be not even canon, or it's canon that completely just retcons even Endgame and all that shit too. So none of this makes fucking sense, and it's all because of the Time Authority variance, or Time Variance Authority, whatever the fuck you call it. And it's like, it's frustrating to me because all these characters that are shown here, they are not going to be like, there's no connective tissue to the rest of the shit they're going to be seeing because Loki is dead. So if you're watching this for world building, this can build a fucking world because the world has already been cut off at the fucking knees. It does not exist.
But the thing is, okay, and this is because this character is not the Loki that dies in Infinity War. This Loki is specifically an alternate universe Loki because when they fucked up and he disappears, they show that right at the start to remind you that this isn't the same Loki. But like, again, the JP said in the chat, time travel stories are incredibly difficult to write because I'm sorry, I'm going to say this straight up. I think time travel is fucking stupid. I think the concept of it is ridiculous. I think the fact that nobody can, it's like why I hate vampires and werewolves. Not because you can't do something cool with them, but because everyone has their own stupid fucking rules. And just like at Endgame and every single fucking time travel thing, there's two things they have to bring up. One, every other time travel movie that's ever existed. And two, the grandfather paradox or some stupid bullshit. And guess what? Tenet did that too. Tenet's like, well, we gotta acknowledge the philosophy behind time travel because as long as we bring it up, we don't have to write the rest of our fucking movie. It is so lazy. And this fucking time variance situation, so it's like, what? Why the fuck does this exist? I don't remember this being in the Marvel universe at all. So this is new shit as far as I'm concerned, unless someone's gonna tell me that it's happening. But like, it bothers me that it's like, what exactly is gonna go on with this fucking plot? Why is Loki even here? The time variance situation, like, are they gonna fix the problems or are they gonna cause more problems? Because guess what? DC's Legends of Tomorrow already tackled this pretty well. So I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with this Loki bullshit.
Yeah, and plus Doctor Strange is gonna be doing this in his own shit. Then Spider-Man 3 has a whole multiverse Spider-Man shit that's going on. Everything's so lost within the time that every show that you're gonna watch now on Disney Plus and every movie that's gonna come out in movie theaters or also Disney Plus, they all have their own continuity and do not need to connect to anything else because all connective tissue has been ruined and corroded by Endgame. I'm telling you guys, Endgame, and before Endgame, I will say fucking Thor Ragnarok. Those two movies destroyed, completely fucked up everything. It's like, and I know you. I don't even care about comic shit, but when I try to get into it, I'm like kind of understanding. I've watched all these movies, and I'm kind of excited. Like, ooh, let's see what happens with this. Oh, Infinity War was good. I can't wait to see what happens with Endgame. And then it all goes to shit. I'm mad because you fucking got me. I was into it.
I disagree with the notion that it corroded and ruined it, but it did change it because if you went to not even Thor Ragnarok, if you went to Infinity War and ended it right at Infinity War, the Marvel timeline is incredibly strict. It's very similar to the people that are fucking bitching about the Star Wars up until basically the Star Wars universe, where it's so incredibly strict that we know almost every single year that's passed from the first Avenger to Infinity War. What Endgame did is it expanded it to allow us to hide under the covers. So Loki, this story is inconsequential. It is not going to affect the bigger Marvel universe, but it's going to allow them to just tell a story with this character as a final send-off. Like, hey, Tom Hiddleston, you're going to do one more. Because it's a miniseries. It's not like The Mandalorian. It's not going to be like seasons on seasons. It's going to be the 6-episode run, and we're going to explore other aspects of the Marvel universe we never had a chance to do. So that's why I'd say, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm not okay with how Endgame ended, but all these shows are basically going to be the shows behind under the cover of, if you don't ever watch this, it's never going to matter. But if you watch it, you can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And that makes sense, and I'm fine with that to an extent. But my God, dude, like this shit just gets annoying because I'm like, damn, like you just kind of killed every single show that's gonna come out soon because of these movies. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's frustrating and it's a lot. And then the fact that they had the nerve that fucking last Friday, the Investor Day, Disney Investor Day, they showcase fucking 8 shows. That's just from Marvel, and then 8 shows from fucking Star Wars. And let's not even get into the crazy bullshit of Star Wars. I'm not even gonna talk about that today. But it's like, you really think your fans live, breathe, and sleep your bullshit? You think they're gonna wake up, skip school, skip work, don't eat, spend all their fucking additional money on just these services to watch the bullshit that you're putting out, you fucking pieces of shit? You garbage fucks. I hate you, fucking Marvel, and I fucking hate Disney too. Disney can go fuck itself. I hope HBO Max does so good it beats you right out of the fucking game. Like, I've never, like, dude, I don't even like streaming services, but I am so fucking for HBO Max. Even if they suck, I want to give them more money just so they have a chance to fucking win. They'll need my $5. But yeah, dude, fuck these guys, man. I fucking hate Marvel, and it's like I hate to make it like that and be a complete fucking, I'm over here like, oh, this nerdy shit. I'm sounding like a nerd myself.
Yeah, you are. You sound like an old man.
Yeah, but it's like, fuck.
My issue is the quality. It has nothing to do with the amount because a lot of these shows aren't even filmed yet. They're just like, hey, these exist. We're working on them. We're working the scripts out. And it's not going to be all of them are out tomorrow. It's going to be probably 3 or 4 per year. Mm-hmm. And they're small little things that you can probably finish in a week. Or no, not the weekend. They're going to have them. They're basically, 3 or 4 per year. They're going to have them weekly. They'll start in January. And they'll kind of just keep this kind of slow burn going throughout the year. I'm okay with it because it just means that Disney Plus will actually be worth it. And maybe you'll compete with Netflix, who has been canceling all the original programming. So good, you have good original programming. But this all implies that this shit is good. I'm more looking forward to the Star Wars stuff because I have The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is quality, and Clone Wars is good. So you have quality. Marvel, unfortunately, has had a mixed bag with me that I need to watch The Winter Soldier or WandaVision to be like, are you guys actually going to put effort? Because at the end of the day, it's like I'm the casual moviegoer enjoys Marvel movies, but somebody that grew up on comics finds like a lot of people you could tell, and we're not the majority. We're not the ones that pay the bills. We're not a huge fan of a lot of the Marvel choices because we feel that they're not really going into depth into the interesting stories that they could. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I was saying that we're basically agreeing that the MCU is a bastardization of comics, but again, if for people that have never read the comics, it's fine by them. And yeah, everyone should go watch Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is one of the best fucking TV shows to come out this year, bar none. But it's one of those things where it's like that Doom Patrol never worked as a movie. So on television, you can go more nuance, you can tell more stories, you can go more characters. So in that case, Winter Soldier and Loki might actually be better than their on-screen counterparts. But that only implies if they actually take the effort and not just trying to be like, hey, we're trying to be a movie. It's like, no, actually be a television show. Tell a story. Take your time. Go into more nuanced stuff. Don't just have 6 filler episodes where we just have these guys blowing fucking shit up. It's like, no, we want a story. That's why we're watching this at home.
And this is one of the things I want to talk about, like in that last conversation we were having about the Falcon and everything. I'll bring it back just this one last time. But my whole situation, because just like with the Falcon thing and like this is basically the passing of the torch just from movies to shows. And
Sure.
I got to tell you, the passing of the torch hasn't been effective, and it won't be effective with this show. Just like it wasn't the case when like fucking, and I'm going to bring my nerdums into here, but it's like fucking like with wrestling. It's like when fucking Stone Cold and The Rock left, and they're like, hey, we'll give you John Cena. And then it's like, you're going to like tell us that all this fucking hype over these wrestlers and on these main characters, and then all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, well, they're gone, but these people that we haven't built up at all, well, now they're going to take their place. And it doesn't matter all these other memories and all these other cool moments that you did to build somebody up. Who gives a fuck now? So now your guy's John Cena. Just like with this, it's like now your show is Loki. It's like, I still care about the Avengers. Where's everybody else? Also, too, like with Loki, he's dead. All right? Like, there's other villains that have been in the past that can come back. If you're going to do this time shit, what about Killmonger? Like, there's so many other things you can do. And they're doing, it's just like with the John Cena shit. 10 years later, people are going to be like fucking, like how they did with wrestling. They're booing John Cena out of the building. They're like, no, buy his merch, buy this, buy that. And that's what Disney's doing with this shit. They're just like, hey, buy the Falcon. You'll like the Falcon. Hey, buy Loki. You know what I mean? And no, we're not, dude. Like, you guys didn't learn from your Mulan shit? Oh, Mulan, you guys will pay fucking $30 to do this shit.
That's different. That's a different situation. They literally, hey, your subscription service plus an additional fee. This is part of the normal.
But they don't read
Disney.
their audience. That's my thing. It's like, if you're reading your audience, they don't give a fuck about the Falcon.
Wait, Nick, I don't think that Disney has a problem with the audiences. I just don't think Disney knows how to read you. Because people like the Falcon and people like Loki. Maybe we're not a huge fan of it, but the audiences do.
I mean, you could say that, but aren't they already like trying to change Captain Marvel's fucking actress because they didn't read the audience then? And Black Widow is not even up for a Disney Plus release.
That's the people, the TJ Brie Larson, because of how Brie Larson is so outspoken against just misogyny and diversity and like the lack of diversity in Hollywood. So they hate her because they think she's a social justice warrior. You're look at that. Not everyone hates Captain Marvel. People actually like it. They just think it wasn't as good as other Marvel movies. Like, Disney is reading their audiences. It's like, yeah, people like these stories. We can't make them full movies because people probably won't fucking watch them, but they'll watch a small miniseries. Look, you just don't like this shit.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, I can totally not like something and then like understand, like, okay, but this was good though. Or like, I don't like it.
Love Loki though. Loki sold as an Avengers villain, and people constantly love this character whenever he shows up. So it made sense that he was one of the first ones to make a show because they're like, we can do something.
WandaVision, for instance, because we'll go too much on that. But like WandaVision, like, do you think like every fucking person I talk to does not like the Vision, and they never bring up Scarlet Witch? Why is that a show? And then why are they making it like a fucking like? Remember that movie Pleasantville where like everything's black and white? Da 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 da. It's so funny. 1940s. Yeah. What fucking 15-year-old who, by the way, is so oversaturated with so much entertainment and cool tech shit and awesome TV shows with tech stuff? I want to watch a black and white 1940s sitcom with WandaVision. Okay.
Two things. One, it's doing these weird aesthetic choices. It's not going to be black and white the entire time. It's changing for this weird 50s time period. Two, a lot of this stuff is going to be intentional, and I'm curious to see why. Three, it's the Venn diagram effect that I talk about all the fucking time with the streaming services of Disney's not assuming you're going to cancel everything. And the entire world is only going to be on Disney Plus. No. That's not realistic. What they're thinking is that, hey, guess what? The reason people don't like Vision It's because they did nothing with them in the movies. Same thing with Rhodey. They did nothing with him in the movies because they couldn't. They were balancing 30 fucking characters on screen at a time and trying to give every single fucking person, screen time. And it only works for the main cast. It doesn't work for the side characters. So what you do is you give the side characters their own miniseries so that you get a chance for the people that are like, well, I actually kind of like Loki. Like for me, I think Loki's a cool character. I wouldn't mind watching that. I think Winter Soldier and Anthony Mackie's Falcon are cool characters too. I want to see that. You're not. You're going to watch the next Marvel movie in theaters. So they got your money there. They're not expecting you to also pay for this. They're for me where it's like, I don't know if I'll watch the next Avengers movie. Maybe, but I will. Maybe I'll get Disney Plus to watch this shit. Because they want to get as much money as possible, but they know that not every single person is going to buy everything. But as long as they get the money from, if they're in a room full of 10 people, they don't expect 10 people to buy everything. But they expect everyone to buy something.
And I guess that makes sense to a certain extent, but like for me, I mean, you're probably right. Maybe it's just I'm a grumpy motherfucker, but at the same time, I do think that like when I saw this coming with DC, it happened. And by the way, I feel like it's a little undeserved, but I can see where people
DC had mixed quality. With this one, it's like it's the same quality. We're just not huge fans of it. But DC is like, hey, it's not the great.
But DC was mixed quality back in the 90s and 2000s, and no one gave a shit. That's the thing. It's like DC is what DC back then is what Marvel was now. Or Marvel is now. It's
I disagree because DC back then had some decent stuff, but even then, people didn't really it's a different culture because people didn't really care about comics that much. Yeah, Batman was huge, and Superman was huge, and then Spider-Man came out later on.
I'll tell you this: if they came out with Dark Knight in 1989, we would have been on this comic crazy shit back in the 90s. This would have been amazing. But the thing is the Tim Burton Batman is fucking terrible. It was stupid.
It's not actually. The Tim Burton actually they did come up with the Dark Knight back in the net. It was Tim Burton's Batman because what happened with the Dark Knight? You had so look about it like this. The Dark Knight came up because Batman Begins existed. Why did Batman Begins existed? Because of Joel Schumacher's Batman. Joel Schumacher's Batman was a representation of the 60s Adam West Batman. What happened after 60s Adam West and people didn't like it? We had Tim Burton's Batman. So we did have that exact same thing happen. The only difference is
well, you're talking about a domino effect, though. It's like
no, but that's what I mean, though, because you're saying, well, the Dark Knight was back then. It's like no, it was a more serious take on the character. It was more closely towards the comic book stuff, and even though it had its jokey, weird, wacky moments, it still had a lot of serious stuff that was going on throughout it, and it was a lot darker than the predecessor. The Dark Knight was a lot darker and Batman Begins, I'll put that in, a lot darker than a lot of the other movies that were coming out. Even movies that were trying to be dark, it wasn't as dark and gritty as the Dark Knight was. So but audiences back then weren't really interested in superhero stuff. They cared more about, again, Training Days and Dead Cells and those actors because they cared more about quote unquote real movies. So the Dark Knight worked nowadays is because again, Iron Man came out that same year, and we had comic book where people were like slowly starting to get interested in comics. The Dark Knight comes out, Iron Man comes out, the Marvel Universe is born. Everyone's like, we love comics now. So it wouldn't have been the same thing, is because it's a different audiences that you're talking about from the 90s to now.
And we'll agree or disagree, but it's just like for me, that's the way I feel. Because like in essence, it's like well, it's because in Burn that all these other things happened. Well, it's like, well, look how great Freddy vs. Jason was. That happened because all the other Jason movies. So Jason's good now. It's like, no, those movies suck, and you got the right person to kind of do a movie where these characters meet up or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. For me, I'm not like completely like fuck comics forever. But when you look at some of the shit they're doing, it's I'm telling you, fans are gonna fucking freak out. I guarantee you by next year, when they finally see Black Widow for how fucking stupid and pointless that shit is, and when they start seeing these fucking shows come out, people are going to be against this shit. And while Disney Plus is fucking people over and giving them a bunch of bullshit, HBO Max is going to be over here giving its theatrical release fucking movies, great movies, actual films. Thank you, Martin Scorsese. You were fucking right. No, I'm just playing. He wasn't right. He over here saying movies.
No, I agree that the Marvel movies are theater rides, but I disagree with the pompous nature of his.
Yeah, he was being a dick. But I mean, he makes a point though, guys. But aside from that though, I hope that this shit actually is good when it comes out. But aside from that, here's the thing. Tonight has been a long show. I was going to have you review with me the trailer for Nobody as well as the Wolfwalkers movie. But we're going to be saving that for Wednesday if that's cool, Al.
Sure. That's fine. Yeah, we were going on for like 2 hours, so yeah.
Yeah, so it's all good. But the thing is, guys, really quick, before we get into our whole spill of talking about, Metropolis and everything like that, just want to thank you guys. It's been like, I'm going to say this like I'm doing a fucking stand-up show, but it's like, great crowd. Like you guys were here the entire fucking time shooting shit with us, blah blah blah.
You actually managed to stay during us really shitting on mentally handicapped people. Holy shit.
Oh, really?
What are you talking about? You told two
We
stories.
shot on ourselves more than we did the handicap. Like, we're the dumbasses in our stories.
Yeah, but like no, but I really do appreciate everybody being there. I know What Up Son wasn't a thing tonight, so sorry that we didn't make that more clear or have anything going on with that with Corey. But if Corey keeps missing shows like this, let us know. Seriously, let us know if you guys want us to continue doing shows like this, like long form. Because yeah, man, it's pretty cool to just kind of chill with you guys and shoot the shit and not to worry about turning it off because Corey's calling me or whatever the case may be. But with that said, Alan, why don't you tell people where to find you and Ganja Guru and all the people with their small shoes and all that shit?
All right, then. So if you're interested to hear more about just me and Ganja kind of going back and forth with our bullshit, with more of a political focus, actual real politics, not comp politics. Check out the Metropolis. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll see me tagging people all the time. But be sure to check that out because we do a show called The Illuminati. It's on break right now. But basically, you go back through the archives where we just talk about like stuff related to the election, Trump, Biden, everything in between. There's also other content on there, the Nunes podcast, where they talk about all things K-pop. They have an episode that's coming up in the next few days. The Sports Pod, if you're interested in sports, with Cedric. There's also actual political stuff when it comes to video games, ARPG gaming. There's Content Corner, which is more traditional. They talk about movies and games and anime and stuff like that. So be sure to check that out. There's going to be something for you in the Metropolis Collective.
Nice, man. So with that said, guys, we're going to get the hell out of here. We're going to be rating Mr. Revit N7. That is Chris Herman, for those of you that are used to him saying, "When that's me." So that'll be happening. Thank you, Ganja, Roxy.
I gotta watch that act again.
Hey, what you got to watch?
That act again. That movie's great. Witness me.
But thank you guys seriously so fucking much. Go watch Herman do his thing. That's a really awful last name.
Go watch the Herman.
Yeah.
Peace out, folks.
Thank y'all for watching.
Bye.
What?
See you tomorrow for the freaking weekly roast pre-show. Bye. See ya. All that good stuff.